GM, and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and introduce you to the pioneers and the founders of the space. Today, I'm very kindly joined by a good friend of mine, Jake from Magnet. How are we doing, Jake?
Yeah, I'm good, man. We were just talking a little bit before the show. I've had a good rest.
Yeah.
Didn't want to have a rest of that length, but yeah, I've slept for about 13 hours. How are you?
So we were saying sometimes it's needed. I know you've been grinding. It's been a busy time ever since Token. We caught up in Dubai at Token. You're still in Dubai now at the moment. What's your day-to-day life like in Dubai? I see you absolutely smashing out the content at the moment.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Day-to-day, very simple. Get up, do some work for a couple hours, go to the gym, and then work, maybe head out and go to a coffee shop and do some more work, come back, and then work until I go to sleep, pretty much.
With a side of work on the side.
Yeah, and then sometimes a little bit more, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's literally what Dubai is like, though, right? It funnels you to work. Everyone around you is grinding. What's made you kind of live, put yourself out there? I know you spent a bit of time in Bali as well, but you've been spending a lot of time in Dubai. What kind of opportunities are you seeing over there?
Man, it's just hustle society, really. I think one thing is you're around people that have achieved more than you and are achieving more than you, and it makes your perception of what's possible broaden. So you think, okay, I got these people around me, I can do what they're doing, and all I got to do is put the work in. And like I said, Dubai in two ways. If you move here, I think you can enter the hustle society, but there's also a great lifestyle to live in Dubai as well. So it's all about balance and managing it. I'd say my resolve is probably playing a round of golf at the weekend. So yeah, I'm not always on the screen. Sometimes I like to get out on the golf course, but other than that, man, I love where we're at in the space. I think there's so much from a growth perspective that needs to be done to improve the space, and that's what I'm ultimately focused on.
Nice, Jake. In today's show, guys, we're going to go deep into Magnet and Jake's background and kind of journey into Web3 as well. We're also going to have a look at the altcoin prices that have been going on. We'll have a look at crypto bubbles. We will be doing a live trade as well. If you want to see me do an absolute degenerate trade, put it in the chat. We've been just playing around on Salana, but if you want me to short some meme coins or even go long, or even perhaps we go back to Deck Screen and we look for some meme coins, guys, let me know in the chat. We will be doing all of that today, going over some news as well. But let's just have a quick look at the chat before we get into it, guys. Make sure to slap a like and subscribe. We're going live at 11 o'clock, Monday to Friday, even on the weekends if I'm feeling up for it as well. But we've got Ganagas here saying GM, Chippy on the move. Yes, sir, it is. We've got Block Pro in here, our in-house professional trader, GM Block Pro. If you guys aren't already following Block Pro, make sure to go follow him on Twitter. He posts some great analysis. Also, all of our analysis that comes through Crypto Saving Expert is through Block Pro. He does the one-to-one trading tuition as well. So if you want to learn how not to burn your money and learn more about risk management, make sure to join the Discord, get those one-to-one lessons with Block Pro, guys. We've got the Wizard of Vault here. Always good to see the Wiz. We've got GM from John Brown here as well. John Brown, listen to him. Hit that like button, guys. We've got Web3 Jalapeno in the chat as well. And we've also got Sammy here. Good to see you guys. We've got Cobby Black saying, where in Dubai do you live now, Jake?
Isn't that a great question? I live on a golf course, man. I think when I first moved here, I was in the marina and it was a bit crazy. It was very I always felt like I was on holiday, and it wasn't until I moved out, just a little bit outside, 20-25 minutes outside like the main parts of Dubai, that I could really lock in. So I live on an estate. I've got everything I need here, and you can choose any life you want to live in Dubai. That every area gives you a different style. So golf courses and less traffic is good for me. Yeah,
I agree. The traffic does my head in, especially when you're looking at the charts. Even if you're driving in the traffic, it's even more frustrating. Sometimes if you're in the passenger seat, you can still be trading, looking at the charts. But I know when you're driving around, you're stuck in traffic, you just feel like it's wasted time. Let's just pull up here as well. We've got Crypto Bash giving a GM. Good to see you, sir. But Jake, let's dive straight into it, man. Let's talk about your journey into Web3, where you got to the point where you are now, what mentors you had along the way, and then ultimately what led you to forming Magnet Growth.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll keep it really, really short. We'll try to. So I started growth hacking in crypto around 3.5 years ago. Growth hacking is trying to look at the full kind of cycle of a user community member really in crypto, rather than just focusing on like the first element, which is awareness and marketing. We look at the full journey, which of course does also involve the token side, which I'm sure will be something that will be interesting to you guys as well, because when you understand whether a project knows how to growth hack effectively, it can help you gain a bit of an edge when assessing the market. So definitely keen to get into that a little bit. But yeah, started growth hacking 3.5 years ago, and then just as a consultant, started to get more work on. So naturally built a consultancy, and then turned that into what is now known as Magnet. We work with dozens of projects, combined market caps over $1 billion. There's two sides to Magnet really. The first side is the laboratory. So this is where we try and invent new growth frameworks and models that are going to drive the future of crypto growth. The first kind of methodology that was invented was the Magnet method, which I wrote a book about, which became an Amazon bestseller. So that side of the business is really much trying to look at how we grow this industry as a whole, because I think the foundation of crypto and how we grow projects and tokens is quite unsustainable at the moment. So very focused on that. The other side is the studio, where we actually help projects directly grow. So yeah, man, as a brand, we are trying to very much grow the future of the space. And then, yeah, obviously we have clients along the way as well.
You mentioned your book there. We're going to touch upon that in a second there as well. I've got to bring up, becoming a Forbes Council member, man, must have been a big life goal of yours to tick off. How did that come to fruition?
Yeah, I think I've always had like a vision board since I was younger, and Forbes was on there. There's something else that I want to achieve on Forbes, which I've got a couple of years.
How many years, Jake? How many years you got left?
Couple. I think you know what it is.
Yeah, of course, man. I've got 1 year. I've got about 1.5 years left, so it might be too late for an old timer like me, Jake. But I know you've got a year, at least a year or two on me. So
I've got a few years. But yeah, I think we were, funny enough, we were working with a couple of projects, and their CEOs were members of the Forbes Tech Council, and I was very interested in it. And one of them made a connection for me to the Forbes Council. And I had a conversation with them about what we were doing, and they were like, "Look, because you're more on the growth side, you want to talk about Web3 more broadly." Because Forbes Council members, they basically write articles on Forbes.com and participate in different panels and things like that. So they were like, "Oh, we recommend the Forbes Business Council." And then just had a conversation with the team there about what value I can bring to the table, and also where Magnet's at and kind of what we've achieved as a business, because you have to achieve certain goals to join the councils. And yeah, all was good, man. So just jumped in and started writing some articles.
Awesome, man. And where did your background come from for, writing out content, focusing on education? What led you to that point?
So my story starts before crypto. When I was 17, I set up a financial education platform. So yeah, obviously you're very familiar with that sort of stuff with what you're doing with Crypto Savings Expert. So this is 17, nearly 10 years ago now, or 10 years ago now. And yeah, started setting up when I was in sixth form, and naturally, because I was interested in the financial side, and people just started naturally asking me what I was doing. So I just started teaching people and then charging for it. Then went off to university, and just wasn't really focused too much on learning at university. I was more focused on the business. So after year one, I decided to defer my place and pursue the business full time, which I did for around 3-4 years. Had some amazing times, learned a lot about life and what's really important. Managed to get a taste of what success looks like, and then also what a big taste of what failure looks like. So that kind of shaped me, and it also brought me to crypto early on, because of the financial. So I've been in crypto for a while, but after that business, that's when I dived into crypto full time and started growth hacking.
And what was the education focused on? Was it more stocks and shares or forex? What was the background there, Jake?
Yeah, just the markets in general, all different markets. I just, long story short, I did a internship at an investment bank when I was like 15, and that's what I wanted to do in my life. I decided, well, as a 15-year-old, I wanted to go into that side, and I realized that the guys on like the trading desks at the big banks and hedge funds, they're like 30 plus. There's not a guy under the age of 30 here. So I'm 15 years old. I got 15 years until I can do the part of this that I would want to do. So I just started learning online, and I realized that there wasn't a lot out there at the time, because we're putting the clock back 10 years. So yeah, man, that's pretty much how we got started, and that's when obviously I got exposed to crypto as well as a market.
Yeah. So you saw higher scope, more opportunity, and a quicker route up the ladder, basically, with cryptocurrency. Is your view still the same with cryptocurrency? Do you think it is still as easy as it was, say, 5 years ago?
I would say that it's a more difficult field to make money in than it was 5 or 10 years ago. Because obviously 5-10 years ago, you could just buy Ethereum, or you could just buy Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
And you could have just left it there. But at the time, again, you didn't so much know that. And a really interesting stat is that in 2021, there was only 428,000 tokens that existed in crypto. And this is only putting the clock back 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Now there's almost over 7 million. So there's been such a huge surge in the number of tokens, and it can be quite difficult to pick exactly what token to believe in and to buy. And on top of that as well, the failure rate of tokens is huge. In Q1 this year alone, 1.8 million tokens died. That's 3-4 times the amount of tokens that existed in the entire ether back in 2021. So and obviously this causes issues with liquidity and dispersion of liquidity across the markets, which obviously from a growth perspective we have to look at. So yeah, short answer to your question would be, I think it's more difficult because, like I said, back in the day you could just hold all Bitcoin or Ethereum. You could probably still do that, right? Personally,
sometimes they're the most profitable. Just buy it and sit on it.
You're not going to get you could buy an alt, like a new alt that came to the market 3 or 4 years ago, and all the alts were 20, 30, 40, 50x in. We don't get that anymore, right? Like, even if we look at some of the tokens that have ran amazingly this year, by the time that you might manage to actually get into these tokens, you might have got 10x. Like the scales are completely different. So I think size really helps in this market. If you can get into a highly liquid market, things like at the moment like Hype, Hyperliquid.
A lot of our community are on Hype.
Yeah, Hype's amazing from a growth perspective as well, which I would love to get into, by the way, and actually dissect why it's performing so well in comparison to other coins. But yeah, put it shortly, we don't so much have that kind of a new alt's launched and it's 100x. We don't really have that anymore. A lot of alts go to market at high FDVs. They have a lot of insiders involved in the tokens when they're launching through this traditional method that's bringing a lot of selling pressure. And a lot of the big alts that we've seen launch in the last 3 to 6 months have hit the market and gone down. So a
lot of projects have been failing. And in your work, you have mentioned the quad vector of crypto growth. Can we go through those 4 elements that make those up? Yeah,
definitely, man. So very simply, looking at like the growth journey of a token and a project, we've kind of put it down to, this is a second invention that's come out of the Magnet Laboratory. I'm actually publishing a thesis about it next week. But quad vector of crypto go 4 stages: community, token, network effects, and viral growth. So the first stage of growth is being able to, it's very marketing led, being able to build awareness for the community, expand the community, and be a great storyteller, super important in crypto, as we all know, which again comes from a marketing angle, being able to nurture that and engage that community. The second point is conversion from community into token and token holder. A big point of acquisition in crypto is turning someone from a community member into a token holder who has a vested interest in a project. And again, on that pillar of token, the retail is smart now, and all of you guys obviously watching this are definitely smart retail traders now, in terms of how to read and find a good market that's got good liquidity, it's got a good looking chart with upside, good token distribution, good volume, the list goes on, right? So part of the art now is it's not so much just building a community and hoping that people acquire the token. It's actually building a market that people want to participate in, that enables you to gain these token holders. And then once you have the token holders, it's about activating a network effect. So it's about turning your token holders into an army, into your most avid supporters, and getting them to essentially be the future expansion of your brand. Because if these are the guys that are now writing content about you and are active in your community and sharing the word to their followers, friends, and so on, that's going to create a viral effect where you might, for every token holder, you might be getting hit and seen by another 100, 200 people. And then this is your future awareness, which is filling up the community front of the funnel again. So it's a self-repeating process, and all the greatest coins that we've seen run have done exactly this.
What has been some of the most catastrophic launch fails that you've seen, Jake, recently? And what can builders do to, navigate around these type of catastrophic losses or poor launches?
Man, there's so many launches nowadays.
It can seem a bit oversaturated at times, for sure. And then, I'm even seeing launches. I know a lot of our community are very hungry, so they're always looking for new launches, exciting launches. And there's been a few bad ones recently that have been floating around, where it seems to me like the team have bundled it too hard and then absolutely sell. That ruins the community sentiment, and then they just can't push any further than that. But yeah, what's some of the worst launches you've seen as of late?
I think I mean, Pi was pretty bad. I don't know if you see Pi, but the FDV that they went live at was absolutely ridiculous.
Overvaluations. There's a lot of overvaluations right now.
Yeah, I mean, even there's a currency on your screen here. I'm just looking. You see Barerchain?
Yes, let's pull that up.
If you could bring up the chart.
Whereabouts? Just trying to look. Whereabouts on the screen is it?
It's on like the right-hand side.
Right. Oh, yes, brilliant. Got it. I got it. Nice. So yeah, let me just pull this up a little bit as well. I can't pull that up, but you can see on the week there, down 11.6%, on the month down 6%. There was a lot of hype around Barerchain at the time.
If you can basically see the start of the chart, as soon as they kind of go live, it just dumps downwards.
I'll pull it up on CoinGecko quickly as well.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. But yeah, this is just my opinion. Again, when you look at like the valuations of tokens that launch kind of super high, and then they've obviously got people that have supply straight away that can sell if they want to. When that supply is sold, and it's not supply that was, say, added to initial liquidity, it obviously hurts the chart quite a lot. And then it basically, anyone coming in to try and buy that new launch, number one, clearly the valuation is too high, so people don't want to buy it as soon as it comes in. And then secondly, when it does start to fall, it's like catching a falling knife. So it needs to find some form of bottom of support before people start coming in. And again, from a community perspective, if you launch a token and it just goes down, it's very hard to kind of maintain a community, especially for something that is a lot of people were very bullish on Barerchain and what they're doing. And again, this has nothing to do with what they're actually conducting. It's more just the way that they launch the token. So yeah, man, this is just an example of probably a token that maybe launched a little bit too high valuation wise, and therefore just kind of came down from launch. And now they're obviously trying to find a reasonable valuation and move up from there.
Yeah, we can see early February market cap just under $1 billion there. Crazy. I know there was a lot of hype out hype around it. Also, they did launch into a bit of a peak time for that. After Trump getting inaugurated in around January 20th, it was kind of a little bit downhill from there.
You've only got to look at the market cap it launched at and where it's at now, right?
Yeah.
Within a few months of trading. And like I said, I think one thing that meme coins did very well, or the good meme coins did, is that they came in at much lower market caps and they enabled the community to buy in early and favored community over any insiders. And by doing this, they're able to build a good chart upwards, not downwards. So I think it's a different environment now. Like I said, if Barerchain launched in, let's say 2021, probably would have been a different story. If they launched when the market was hot in 2021, end of 2020, they're probably just, again, as one of the few alts coming to market in that time, and how much mind share they could have gained without, say, a huge other mind share existing in the market, such as meme coins and where liquidity is nowadays, then it would have been a different situation for sure.
And Jake, let's talk about the rest of the market and Bitcoin as well. I know you've got a very long-term view because you are building, but I do know that you also trade as well. But what's your take on Bitcoin being over 100K at the moment? Do you think we stay above here for long, or is it a sell in May, walk away situation? Not financial advice as well, guys.
Yeah, of course. No, nothing's financial advice. And look, I'm not a trader as such. I'm more of a, like you said, a long-term guy. So being able to pick out whether I think Bitcoin's going to fall or where it's going to be in the next week or two, it's definitely not my expertise or game. But looking forward, I just think Bitcoin is such a strong asset over the long term. So I see, when you see the level of institutional money that flows into Bitcoin, even higher levels than that, government levels flowing into Bitcoin, and how, when you think about it logically, Bitcoin is more valuable than foreign currencies because foreign currencies can just be printed and Bitcoin can't. And where it's already at in terms of its establishment, it really is digital gold. So I can't see Bitcoin not continuing to go up. I do see a future, in my opinion, where Bitcoin is at 250K, 300K, 500K. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but it's established, man. It's super established.
Well, you've got all these institutions buying in now. Institutions own up to 9%. I actually think it's probably more likely to be 15% because they're probably, a lot of them are hiding what they actually own, or which is the beauty of a decentralized asset. But is that a reason for concern for you? Do you think institutions are buying up too much, or do you think this is perhaps the way that's needed to grow that mass adoption?
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is that as Bitcoin becomes more institutionally dominated, we end up basically trading against much larger individuals with who can move the market, right? Like it's the same if you're trading FX, for example, right? Your game becomes trying to predict what the big institutions are doing rather than betting on the future of the space. And I think that's what Bitcoin is slowly moving towards, but it really category in comparison to the rest of the market, in my opinion. But looking forward, I don't think Bitcoin's going to be the only crypto that the institutions are going to come heavy on. I think there will be multiple cryptos. We're already seeing different ETFs be filed for other altcoins, but the largest altcoins. And to be honest, when we look at the next, I think we're in the last part of this market cycle, and then we'll have the next kind of cycle after that. When we look at this kind of what happens next, I think a lot of the inflows that come into the market will be institutional led rather than retail.
Yes.
So I do think that the kind of top end of the market will move quite a bit, and it's going to be a challenging environment for the smaller coins to compete in.
No, definitely agree. And we've got a question here from former crypto millionaires saying, why is it not surpassing its all-time high when institutions and countries are buying a shitload of Bitcoin? I think for me, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole is still a risk-on asset. There has been a lot of uncertainty around the world, a lot of political changes, tariffs going on, and people are more likely to put into a risk-off asset like gold. Whereas the institutions, they are basically buying the dip. Where retail is selling, they are buying the dip. It is literally going from retail hands to institutions right now. That's literally the transaction that's going. While institutions are increasing their shares in Bitcoin, it's going from 8%, 9%, soon to be 10%. This isn't coming from the sky; it's coming from retail. So retail are selling them this, and institutions are buying. So are you going to be following retail or following institutions? So it does show you that you should be buying in times of fear. And I think Bitcoin in the future will become a risk-off asset, but it will take time, and we will have to be more established there.
It's such a big market as well. It's such a huge market that if you're seeing an altcoin that might be at, say, a 20 mil market cap, and 100K goes into that coin, then you're going to see some positive upside movement that's very noticeable. With Bitcoin, it's going to take quite a fair bit of size to actually do something, that is sizable and movable. So and this also rotation as well.
So oversaturation that you mentioned, exactly.
Again, these are just opinions. We're playing a guessing a game against institutions. I would love to hear what institutions' thoughts are on Bitcoin. And again, institutions are naturally going to want a more stable asset as well. They can't have something that's moving 50, 60% on a swing, because they're obviously investing clients' money. So there's a lot of factors that might go into why it doesn't move as quickly. But I mean, even from my perspective, how it moved from, you can see on the screen, like how it moved from like the low 90 levels up to that 100K mark was pretty crazy. And I think it's super positive that it's managed to kind of trade in a range above 100K since that point.
And as you can see here, guys, Stonksy, our indicator, if you'd followed it until it got out of the position, you could have even got it in more profit. A nice 8.5% gain there, guys. So make sure to go sign up to Stonksy. If you're a CSC Plus member, you get Stonksy for free. So go check that out. All the links in the description. Also, if you want to follow Magnet Growth, guys, the link is in the description there as well. I will go over to Twitter later. Let's just have a look at what was the develop put here. He said Kaito and Hype were fantastic examples of strong launches. Jake, are you a Hype holder yourself then?
Right. So let me give you.
I feel like there's a fumble the bag story coming.
let me give you like the reasons as to why I like Hype. And again, like from a growth perspective and trying to analyze like tokens that are strong, what I really, really like about Hype is a few things. They focus on buying pressure in the market. A lot of tokens that launch, they only look at a tokenomics perspective from, this is 100% of our tokens, 10% are going to team, 15% to ecosystem, la fucking la, we've heard it all before, right? But they're only focusing on supply. But they're not, and their token utility might make some stuff up about how and why people are going to want to buy this token one day. What Hyper managed to do is bring buying pressure to that token based on the utility of Hype pretty much from day one. And there's a few ways they do this, right? The first way is that, number one, they're buying back Hype. So Hype obviously is performing well and they're generating a lot of revenue, and they're buying back Hype. So that's really positive for the market, of course, because they're coming in and bringing buying pressure based on the performance of the business. The other angle is, again, don't take my word exactly for this, but I'm pretty sure they do something in terms of rewarding back their holders based on staking of Hype, based on the performance of Hype. And obviously Hype, they built a great product that is being used a lot. So the biggest picture here is that Hype have built something that people are using, and based on the success of the product seeing, they're utilizing it in a way that is bringing buying pressure to a market, which is why the market is going up. And it's also a reason as to why people don't want to sell. It's two-sided. So a lot of altcoins that launch, again, I want to, like I said at the start of this call, I've just woken up, so I don't want to come out and start sending shots. Friday, but a lot of the coins at launch, you know, they haven't built anything as to give a reason as to why someone needs to acquire that token, and also the benefits and value that someone will get from having that token. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I like Hype, because they built a product that is amazing. A lot of people are using it, and the success of that product is directly feeding back in to the buying side of the token. And often, like I said, projects are only looking at the supply side. I studied economics for a year at university. I know that, you know, you've got supply, you've got demand. That's the two sides of economics.
You need,
right? Yeah. So you need the buying side, and Hype have a really decent focus on that. So it's no coincidence that they've managed to get to where they are.
Yeah. No, awesome. I know a lot of our community are big on Hype. I think it's important to use decentralized exchanges. I've tested out the platform a few times, traded on it a few times myself. And it is nice. It works. It's, you know, the best working DEX that I've used. I have got to say, obviously, I use BLOFIN day to day, just because kind of how they're set up is has more decentralized, more of a decentralized feeling to it than a lot of the centralized exchanges. And guys, if you are looking to sign up with BLOFIN with no KYC, the link is in the description. But let's do a live trade here today, and then we'll catch up on it at the end of today's stream. Yesterday's trade, guys, I pussied out at break even. You can see here, I just made a $14 loss. I was expecting some further downside. I think I was worried it was going to drop below that 166 range, and I would have lost about $1,000 or so. So I pussied out of that when it went to break even. I'm tempted to go short on this actually from 172, perhaps back down to that 170 level right now. Jake, have you got any thoughts? Should I be going long? Should I be going short? Let us know in the chat as well, guys.
Dude, like I said, I'm not a trader.
I always put the pressure on my guest. I did the same with Harry yesterday.
I'm not a trader, but obviously when I look long term, I'm a huge fan of Salana. I think, you know, all we got to do is look at the on-chain data and the performance of the chain, how well they held up against the amount of transactions and volume during kind of that meme cycle, which again we're still kind of in. But when it was really at kind of the heat, the amount of tokens launching, and yeah, they held up really well. And even when kind of the meme coin season started to die off at kind of the start of this year, they still were competing trading volumes wise with the big L1s. So yeah, big fan longer term of Salana. In terms of what's going to happen in the next 24 hours, fuck knows, bro.
No, exactly. I've hedged my bets, gone short here. I think at worst, perhaps we come up to this 174 range and then back down. Overall, though, I think the weekend will be bullish. So this will just be a short trade for me, guys. I probably will set a take profit around that kind of 169, 170 region, and probably a stop around that 175, 174 region as well. We have turned this account from $1,000 into about 4,600. So hopefully we can get to that 5K level, guys, and then we'll start doing some crazy trades as well. But I do this just on stream for you guys. Don't follow me in these trades. They are just loose trades. I don't normally just pick a trade, say, oh, I want to go long or short right now. Normally, I wait for the right times. If you're wanting to learn all about this and proper risk management while trading, guys, join the Discord. Get those one-to-one lessons with Block Pro as well. We've got former crypto millionaire asking, do we get Stonksy for free if we join CSC? You get Stonksy for free if you're a CSC premium member. So there's two different packages there. There's community and premium. So if you have any questions, former crypto millionaire, we can help you out and sort that out. No worries. But Jake, let's go back to, perhaps we can go back to, let me just pull this up. I'll just pull something on screen. But let's talk about any, what's that? I was going to say any altcoins that have got your attention right now, perhaps in the top 100. You've already mentioned, you know, you're a big supporter of Salana, but do you think there's any coins out there right now, perhaps Sui, say, that may have that top spot of the attention narrative in the coming cycle or even in the future? Have you got anything that's on your eye right now?
I think as a mind share, we're like this cycle, we're still very dominant kind of meme and alts, and not alts, sorry, AI. I don't think that's really going to go away too much. So yeah, I think outside of like coins that have already ran, I do look at AI tokens. I also look at other narratives that might emerge in the space. I think DeSci it could have a run in this cycle. We had a little run kind of back end of last year, and there's a few really cool DeSci projects that are hitting out. And then also, if I was going to make a prediction, I'd look at potentially quantum being being a narrative that ends up coming into the world that we're in.
The quantum narrative has quietened a little bit recently, Jake. I feel like it was hot. Is it coming back? Is it something that perhaps people are sleeping on right now?
Yeah, I think it's something that's here to stay. Like, we love to create narratives around what's pioneering the future of technology. We've seen that with AI, right? So quantum isn't as developed as where we are with AI. I think that's one reason as to why we're not going to see as big of a pool in AI, because AI is part of our everyday lives right now. Maybe there's a time where these machines are plugged into applications where they are a part of everyday lives, and we're like, holy fuck, look how amazing this is now because of quantum. And in that circumstance, that I think it will start to slowly cement a bigger quantum narrative. So yeah, I think it's just timing, man. I think we've been a little bit early for quantum, but as we start to see development in the technology, it will start to come in hot.
You've got to stay ahead of it, even if it is quiet right now. Like we said with Bitcoin, probably the best time to be getting involved and supporting these projects and seeing what really will blow in the future. We've got Pratik here saying RSC and Data Lake are the best in DeSci, the DeSci narrative. This is also like quantum for me. I think DeSci is going to be super powerful in the future, super strong narrative, just not quite yet. I think it's going to take a little bit longer for that to go, but I'm excited to see that if we can get, decentralized fundraising for science projects and experiments going that way as well. Because how I understand the science field at the moment is you have to go through lots of loopholes to get funding to do all of this. I think if you open it up, decentralize it, maybe we could increase the rate of science by quite considerably. So this is something to keep an eye on, guys. I see a lot of the fitness Web3 kind of projects that are coming to market at the moment. They're very strong on decentralized science as well. Qdis Wellness that we've had on the stream before is one to watch out for there as well. Steve says he's loving the alpha. Steve, good to see you, sir. But Jake, let's talk about the book as well. #1 bestseller on Amazon. What was your inspiration behind the book, and will there be another book? And also, where can people buy the book?
Give me a break, man. Do you know how long it is? Your own book. I was going about when the next one's coming. Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inspiration.
One more, Jake.
Yeah, I'm working on a few things, but yeah, it might be a little while. But no, I would say that the inspiration from the book. So I invented the magnet method as a framework to grow a crypto project, and it ended up being like 80 pages long. So I didn't have an intention to write a book about it to start with. It was more just like internal research at Magnet in terms of where we think the future of the space is going. Similar with the way that we're right now trying to predict what the next big narrative is going to be.
Yeah.
We as a company, our ethos is not just to sit here and just grow projects in the current market. We want to look at what's coming and what's moving forward. So yeah, that's where the magnet method came from. And then, like I said, it ended up being 80 pages, and I was like, shit, maybe if I put this out there, someone's gonna look at it and go, it's 80 pages. I'm not gonna read that. That's a bit of a long thesis. So in a book format, it's probably going to be, there's going to be more possibility that people are going to take it seriously and read it. So yeah, I turned it into a book and published it in end of January, I think it was. Yeah, January 26th, you can see on the screen. And yeah, obviously, as soon as it launched, it went up the bestseller list, and it's history since there. But yeah, definitely a good experience for sure. And like I said, it's really cemented that our ideologies around where this industry is going from a growth perspective are taken seriously, and that's what's encouraged us to go more on the vocal side with the laboratory, like I mentioned about the quadfecta of crypto growth earlier, and these different models and frameworks that we're creating here and launch them. There's a few others. I've invented a new launch method for tokens.
Okay.
Called the Fairer launch. That's a little bit of alpha. I'm going to drop that very soon, the next 4 to 5 weeks.
What projects will that be targeting, Jake? Will that be altcoins, DeFi, meme coins? What kind of market are you trying to attack there?
I think it's more angled towards utility and future utility tokens that want to basically take advantage of how the meme coin launch model, the fair launch, has worked. But let's be honest, it's not a fair launch. So the fairer launch is the idea of actually doing a fair launch as a fair launch, which could be a benefit to smaller alts that are coming to market that don't have the sort of budgets that are required to be able to do kind of a traditional launch through centralized exchanges. And also want to favor kind of letting community get in first, as obviously to really make it worth launching or TGing on a centralized exchange, you need a relatively high market cap. So yeah, that's what that's to do with. I've also been working on a tokenomics framework as well, which is, you listen to me talk today, is focused very much on the buying pressure side. But yeah, man, I love trying to produce the future of this space, and yeah, I want to help new builders come into the space as well. If you scroll down a little bit on the side, scroll down a little bit more, keep scrolling down until you see something called crypto builders. Scroll down. So basically, Magnet, when we first started, was quite boutique, and we ran something called growth sprints for. What's happened there? Not working. Just go back, bro. But basically, when we started, we were quite boutique, and we'd help projects launch and grow. And these are established projects, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 projects. And I realized that a lot of people that are looking into, launching their own project in crypto and growing their own projects, to try and get access to the individuals that live and breathe this, the top marketing and growth professionals in crypto, is very expensive. A lot of the consultancies and agencies, just like Magnet, we're not cheap, right? No. Because we have to bring in different experts onto projects, and that's not cheap for us.
Well, we can see you've got a big team.
We're actually just updating this at the moment. We've got it's a bit bigger than what it says on there. So yeah, come back round to the site next week and you'll see. But yeah, we made our name with growth sprints. So then crypto builders was basically an idea to help new people that basically want to get into the business side of crypto. They want to learn how to launch and grow their own projects. That's what crypto builders does basically. So very much to what you're doing with Crypto Savings Expert, you're helping people understand how to trade, invest in crypto, and understand crypto broadly. Crypto Builders is built for, okay, this is how you grow a crypto project. This is how you launch a crypto project. So again, it's a community. On there, we have different programs. We have how to launch a crypto A to Z. There's 29 sessions in there. We have how to grow a crypto, and that's 52 sessions. We have the growth hackers at Magnet that sit in the community every single day, answering questions as people start to shape their strategies and get their head around how to launch and grow their own projects in the space. I have weekly coaching calls on there where you can ask me any questions that you want about your project. So it's an environment where we're basically, rather than helping you launch and grow your project and kind of doing the execution work for you, we're simply telling you what to do. And this has enabled us to go from this boutique firm that works with a limited number of projects to a public company where we can essentially help even the smaller builders, because crypto builders, we're not charging people 20 grand a month to do work with them. It's a couple $1,000s for the whole 12 months. So yeah, and no one really talked about the business side of crypto. No one talks about how you launch a project, you grow a project. It's all learned. I've had to invest 7 days a week in this for 3.5 years to know what I know now. So anyone looking to come in and get on the business side, this is the way that you can get ahead.
And a lot of information is gatekept by the big wigs, the larger projects as well. So it is super important for that education and to be shared for growth of the space. Funnily enough, we've got JC in the chat here, who's a OG CSC Plus member. He says, GM, I was in IYF back in the day. Love to see what you do in this space. So yeah, it's cool. You've got some ex-students in the chat as well. JC is a marketing genius himself, actually, guys.
Nice. Nice. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, obviously I've got a beard now. I'm a lot older. And things have, life has changed a little bit, but yeah, I've always been in education and trying to like share some form of knowledge, and that's why it felt natural for me building Magnet into launching Crypto Builders, because it's like, okay, how can we teach people the business side of crypto? How can we show them how to launch and grow projects? You mentioned at the start, Spud, about how I've started to create a lot of content online on my socials. It's basically on X, on YouTube. It's just Jake on Block. And yeah, the main reason for that is because I want to teach people about this side of the industry that I'm in. And I don't think many people create that type of content. It's often more content around the other side of the market. Like, I'm bullish on this token, I want to buy this token, I want to invest in this. No one's ever really talking about, okay, this is how you create your own project. And I think it's such a huge opportunity to know how to launch and grow a project in this space. I think it's one of those online business models that we know people, obviously, Spud, that have made life-changing money on the business side of crypto. So being able to share that, like you said, a lot of that information is gatekept by bigger projects, insiders. And yeah, I want to come to the market and try and make a difference here. So I'm just going to reveal all.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's good to see. I think education is important, and it gives me a good kick to see people that join the space go on and do great things as well. We've got so many people that are in the chat right now that kind of started their journey perhaps even a year ago, 2 years ago, etc. And they've come so far, and they're at the stage where they're creating projects, they're putting together different utility ideas as well. And without that kind of that education and being told, look, make sure you look for this, what to do, there'll be a lot of mistakes, and people will get burnt very easy. So it is important to surround yourself with the right people, and also just listen, basically. I've learned most of my bits through networking, going to events, seminars, and learning from people that have already gone down that path. So it's super important there. But let's go through some news as well, and then I'll also show you where to follow Jake and Magnet also. So yeah, Justin, Florida's pension fund, just revealed buying 86 million MicroStrategy, so the master stock token. So they are giving themselves some exposure to Bitcoin there. Bitwise CIO states that 95% of global wealth does not hold Bitcoin. Very true. Breaking, DDC Enterprise embraces Bitcoin as strategic reserve, plans to acquire 5,000 Bitcoin over the next 36 months. That would be an interesting one. 5,000 Bitcoin isn't a small amount to be playing with there. Well-earned week for Coinbase's cyber attack and SEC probe alongside S&P listing. I think the S&P listing is going ahead on Monday, so keep an eye on that. I think it's the 19th that coin will actually be listed there, guys, so keep an eye on that. I personally don't trade coin. I stick to crypto myself, but I know a lot of you do have exposure to stocks and crypto-related stocks. We've got South Korea's largest party just finalized a bill to allow national pension funds to buy. Further down, President Trump announces US will issue letters to nations for fresh trade agreements. We'll see how that goes. What is your take on the political stance on crypto at the moment? Would you have rather Trump kind of stayed out of crypto, or do you think it would have affected crypto regardless of if he was talking about crypto anyway with all the tariff deals going on?
You're asking me?
Yeah. Person in the back, Jake. What's your view on Trump and his impact on crypto right now?
I think the reason why I think we'll have a kind of the end of this cycle is because he's obviously trying to make a difference in crypto. He has his own reasons as to why. Like, crypto needs to be bullish with World Liberty Financial and potentially even Trump token. And Yeah,
maybe
I think
going to ETH very soon. By the way, there's rumors, well, not even rumors. They put it on Truth Social that he will be launching something on ETH. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We did actually speak about it in the AMA. We did have some alpha. I'm not ready to speak that alpha out into the world of YouTube and Twitter yet. But if you want the Trump alpha, guys, come join the Discord. We have an inside man, and Jake, I'll have to tell you what's going on with that after as well. We spoke about it on the Town Hall AMA. It sounds crazy, but yeah, he is launching something on ETH, but also cross chain, guys. So it's gonna be probably on Salana, definitely on ETH.
I'd be very interested to know what that is, because I feel like he launched Trump token at the perfect time because he wasn't actually the president, and obviously as president you're a lot more limited in terms of what you can do. Or you would, that tends to be how it is. But I mean, we're talking about Trump, so who knows? But that sounds super interesting. But yeah, my general view is he's obviously very in. You only just following me now? What the fuck, Spud?
This is the main account. Sorry, bro. This is the main account.
No, I'm joking.
I got you.
But yeah, I would say from a Trump perspective, he obviously has his cards played in this field. So he's obviously trying to be as bullish as possible. The one thing that's held us back is macro conditions. And obviously he's come in and done some crazy stuff earlier on to try and, build a better US economy, better deals for the US at a late stage. So yeah, I feel like if we start to get some macroeconomic stability, the other positive things that you're doing to try and push on crypto as a space will be heard and seen a bit more. So yeah, man, I think it's not what everyone expected when he first came into power. I think a lot of people expected, we're just going to absolutely send here. But he's obviously had to make some decisions harder in the short term to try and improve the outlook in the future. And hopefully as that macroeconomic kind of stability and positivity comes into the market, then we'll see that on the crypto side.
Just pulled this back to the Salana trade because we're going to wrap up here for today, guys. I am in a small loss here, only $65 loss. I'm actually going to add to the short position again.
Bro, that's like 30 bing tangs.
Yeah. That's my beer fund gone for the weekend. But I've added a bit more to this trade, so I will keep you updated on that in Discord as well. I think we could push up to 174, 175, but hopefully come back down after that. But guys, make sure to go follow Jake. It's Jake on Block, and then also Magnet_growth. Also didn't follow you on here, man. Got you this time though. Don't worry. Magnet_growth. But guys, yeah, go follow him. Also, make sure to follow Jake on Instagram because he posts really good content, and it's really starting to grow as well. So yeah, good fun content that you make, actually educational content that I enjoy. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining today. We've got TMG in the back here. He's got some cash.
I can join you on your stream in a moment if you want to stick on after this. We can do 5 minutes or something.
Okay, it looks like we'll.
I'm just gonna go pay a guy.
Okay, looks like we'll stick on for a bit. But Jake, thank you for joining. I will definitely have you back on the show very soon. And guys, if you want any more information on Magnet Growth and joining there as well, make sure to hit me up in the Discord and I can put you on to Jake and his team there. But Jake, yeah, thank you so much for coming on today, dude. And I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. And look, if anyone in your community is looking to launch and grow projects in crypto, they want to learn what the game is in crypto, then just shoot me a DM. I've been more than happy to try and have, like Spud said, I produce a load of free material as well, especially starting to push on YouTube and stuff as well. So that's pretty much all the stuff that I talk about. So if you're interested in the other side of the industry, then yeah, here to help, man. Here to help.
Awesome. Jake, thank you very much, my dude. Take care.
Appreciate you having me, man. Take care.
Woo. And guys, we'll wait to see what TMG wants to do on stream. I'm not sure. Could be absolutely anything. He's literally just walked in, so we'll see what he wants us to do. Hopefully, it's not more trading because I'm in a loss here. Maybe he can right the ship though a little bit. Okay, so I think the move there, making my entry a little bit higher, might have paid off slightly well. Only in $44 of a loss right now. We've got Block Pro in the chat. Block Pro is telling me to go long on gold. Might be a decent move. What's gold? No, kidding. I only trade crypto, Block Pro. You know that. I'll trade XAUD or PAX. But yeah, let's have a look. Let me know in the chat. Do you think it was the wrong decision going short on Salana there? Let's have a look at the chat as well. Yeah, we're staying on now, Gannicus. Jake's gone, but yeah, make sure to go follow him. The link is in the description below to Magnet Growth as well. Me and Jake, we actually met in Dubai at Token 2049 last year. He is also good friends with Harry Horsfall, who was on the stream yesterday, and Jolly. And also, it's good. The UK scene sticks together. So Jake's from over in Kent way. He's always in London when he's not in Dubai, and heading to events as well. Wiz is definitely going to check it out. Yeah, he said Block Pro saying TMG when stream. He's just going to hijack my stream now. I was just about to end up for the day as well. Go shoot some short content, do some other bits. But it looks like we're staying on stream. Yeah, JC saying he's a good guy. Wiz, go check him out. Block Pro, yeah. When stream TMG. We're here now. Yeah. We just as we were wrapping up for the day, but all good. We can see my Salana short is a little bit underwater. I added a little bit more to it here. I think perhaps we go up to 174 at worst and then back down. What's your take on it, Jordan? Have I made the wrong move going short on Salana?
It's a difficult one. I am also short at the moment, and I also added to my shorts, which makes me think if we've both done that, that could be a retail play. Couldn't it? Might be
we are retail.
Might be a good time to get out of those trades. If we've both done the same thing without consulting each other, probably a bad decision.
Yeah.
Because if sheep's to slaughter, isn't it? At the end of the day. And I've not been particularly bearish this week either, not like normal. So, I think it's a solidly difficult decision at the moment as to what the correct play is, because market looks high and it looks tired. It only takes one word from Trump though, and it stops looking tired and just keeps on chugging. Equally, it only takes one word from Trump and it does the opposite. One thing I'd like to raise as a point is that Zelensky's people are meeting with Putin's people today, and if a resolution to the war in Ukraine is found, then you definitely don't want to be in any short positions because everything will skyrocket. But then it will dump because all of the Russians don't need to have their sanctioned currency anymore, or rather don't need to use crypto anymore because their sanctioned currency becomes a legal one again. So yeah, you don't want to get caught short if it starts moving to the upside. That would be quite concerning.
We've got JC here as well saying W Chang Cap.
Yeah.
as you can tell, guys, we are in Thailand.
Yeah.
We don't have the Chang wife beaters yet, but we do have the Chang hat.
Yeah.
You should have had your T-shirt on that you had yesterday, the Mount Touchmore.
Yeah, Mount Touchmore. I'll wear that for today. I'm going to film a video after this. They're mentioning Bevo as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Bevo.
I'm talking about Bevo. I can't send anything on my own. Let me just make that clear. Everyone just wants me to dump in, like, I don't know, 30 grand of my own money. Let's be realistic, guys. I'm not putting 30k into Bevo coin because A, I would be the largest holder, and B, you would all just use me as your own exit liquidity. So we're not playing that game. That game is a stupid game to play. But that's on the flip side, Bevo, I think, is far from dead. It's just, as I've always said, for me, look, I've got to have priorities in all of this. Bevo isn't mine. I like to participate in things. I like to get involved in things. But Chippy is mine. I am the creator and fish lord of Chippy, and Chippy today is up 50%. So congrats if you're a Chippy holder. It's going well again. Why? Because I dumped in a fuckload of money this morning, and then you'll all go and sell and take my money out of liquidity again, won't you? Because that's what happens. I get fucking people moaning at me all the time saying, "Oh, you're dumping." Oh, no. We're all trading against each other. If you make a profit on something, then someone else will probably not make a profit because you took their money that's in a pool. if you think about the way that all these things work, is it's pure liquidity pool gains. And as the pool gets bigger, you can take some money out, and now you have more money than before. What you have with a token is a percentage share of a pool in all cases. If the pool gets popular, which is the goal with Chippy, to try and get as much money in the pool as possible, that'll benefit everybody. But there'll be people that end up buying the top, and those people always bitch and moan. If you buy the top, you buy the top on something. If you buy the bottom, you buy the bottom. Great, good for you. Try and buy bottoms and not tops. Like Bevo 400k, you can see it was starting to struggle a little bit. So maybe that would have been a good time to exit. Like he struggled, and then fucking what's his name? Adam, is it?
Yeah.
Adam cheated fucking 5% of the supply into the chart, and then since then he's struggled because look, someone upset the apple cart, someone didn't toe the line, and then he cheated it, and then he moans that I lost money because of his own stupid errors.
I will be having Tom Birch on a live stream come Monday though, guys. So that's going to be good fun. They still do have a lot lined up in the pipeline. There's the event coming as well, so it'll be interesting to see what Tom says. Hopefully, Bevo comes on it as well. I'll be making some more content because there has been some funny videos from Memeless, another guy called Kaz, I think he is, Geordie lad. So it does have the potential still to go viral, and I think there's still much more to come from Bevo. But yeah, at the same time, like TMG said, he can't be the only one expected to push it.
The thing for me is they have to run their project. It's their project at the end of the day. I'm just a participant in it, and I'll make a video about it. But as I am just a participant, I will do participant business. And I deliberately didn't sell anything when the price was up 400% from pre-sale, because I'm a pre-sale investor. I deliberately didn't sell. I know that people will bitch and moan about that as well. Anytime I make money, everybody just complains. They're like, why are you making money? That's meant to be my job. You're meant to make me money. No, we can't all make money. You understand? We can't all make money. Some of us can, and some of us can't, depending on where you enter. You get your early entries. You've had however long to buy Chippy at, like, I know even this morning you could have bought a 350k market cap. Right now it's at 700k, up 100k from the bottom. But you also had like months to buy it at these low prices. Well, now that's all starting to reverse, and pretty soon Chippy will be back above $1 million market cap. The liquidity structuring on is very different to the liquidity structuring on Bevo. I think ours is more like 20 to 1 rather than 6 to 1. I think bigger. If you think
1 to 6 still.
I mean, but if you divide that by 2, so the $60,000 of Salana, $60,000 of Chippy, that puts it. I was 10 to 1, so it's a 10 to 1 ratio, something like 10 to 1. Yeah, it's 10 to 1. But either way, we've got whatever pump fund ratio it is because it's a pump fund original, and so $1 in this makes the price move more than what it does in Bevo, and ultimately that's one of the things that so far prevented Bevo, because if the thing is, if Bevo had the same liquidity structuring as what we do with Chippy, Bevo would have crossed $1 million, but it would also dump like more percentages. Like if they had done what it's done now, it would have been like a -80 or -90%. But it's one of them. We're all playing in the same market. We all want to make money, and I have to prioritize what you guys hold, which is predominantly Chippy, and but that's not to say I'm not bullish on Bevo. I'm absolutely bullish on Bevo, and I think that buying Bevo at 100k market cap makes way more sense than buying Bevo at 400k market cap. I think Bevo set a bit of a ceiling for itself there. Ross is bringing up Plot Coin on the screen now.
There we go.
Plot Coin is going to go well. I'm excited for Plot because all the lessons and stuff that we learned off of Chippy can now be deployed on Plop. Plop is doing its pre-sale at the moment, but Plop it's more of something that we can target mains. Like fish and chips is always a bit of a difficult sell outside of our demographic, UK, because it's not like an internationally popular meal. But saying that, we found that it actually was quite an internationally popular.
Yeah. Even in Nigeria.
Yeah, they're feeding all the villages in Nigeria with fish and chips. Plop will have its own utility and everything, but we basically, the goal here is, can we create a Shiba? I don't know. Nobody knows. I can't promise anyone will make any money. We don't know. It's not possible to know. I can tell you we'll deploy the lessons what we've learned off Chippy onto Plop when it launches. For me, if we fill out the pre-sale and everything correctly, it'll launch at least a 20 million market cap.
And guys, if you want the earliest alpha, you have to be in the Discord as well. For even more insight, the best place is the Discord. We bite our tongue a little bit on Twitter and YouTube, but we let them flow in the Discord. We do AMAs every Thursday, myself and Jordan in there, and Discord members will be getting the first wave of alpha.
You can tell you got used to reciting that.
I've normally got him with a whip saying, mention Discord, like and subscribe. So guys, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Turn your channel notifications on, all of that good malarkey. You want to go down a little bit here.
Is this not touchscreen?
No, it's
just a monitor?
sidecar. Yeah, it works as a monitor.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's good portable setup. I use an iPad as my monitor, guys. It's a good, easy portable setup. What did you want to scroll down to?
I just wanted to have a look at what else is on the website. I think the website is well put together. It's nice. I like the devs that we've got on this. It's the best dev team that we've had so far.
Yep.
Everything is, just it's all well put together. Very nice. But yeah, we'll see how Plop goes. Naturally, you can't promise anyone will make money. I can just create opportunities, and if they work, they work, and if they don't work, they don't work. I think it'd be nice if we could replicate the success of Chippy for sure, though. And
everyone seems to prefer the newly launched opportunity rather than existing meme coins right now. Why do you think that is? Is it because people like to play at the casino? They like the rush of a launch. Some people complain and hate launches, but it seems a lot of people love, including myself. I love a rush of a good launch. But what's your thinking behind that? Why is it always the shiny new object at the moment in the market?
I think in the case of memes, the exciting thing, it's the initial growth of the community. Now, we know that we can grow a community to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people quite quickly. And that means that we know that the coin will naturally grow along with the size of the community. And whereas when you have an existing community, if the price goes up, you've seen it with all the memes the other day, Mudeng up to 31 cents, and a day later down to 21 again. Why? Because the existing holders have got profit to take. And that'll ultimately, like I say, what with Chippy, that'll be a hurdle for Chippy at $5 to $10 million. That'll be a hurdle because it will be difficult to overcome the profit that has built up in the coin. And this ultimately is what holds back all altcoins, everything, because when the price drops to a certain level, it becomes very difficult to run it back up past that level without a serious, real surge in demand. You can try and create them, but they're just fucking difficult. And so what you find is that things don't last as long as what you would hope. And yeah, it's a difficult game. It's just the new stuff, it's a fresh list, and you know that if you're in early with a new one, you're pretty much guaranteed a pop. You're at least guaranteed one good exit opportunity. And I think that's the way that everyone sees it. I think the Christmas tree formation these days has become pretty much industry standard for memes. Like you create a giant run to 1 billion and then you crash down to like 1 million.
And where does that formation come from? Is it VCs bundling it, putting in a load of money, then just dumping it on retail? Or is it some of those early snipers, some of those early retail investors with a large bag just dropping it?
There's simple maths to it. Everyone always assumes it's a founder dumping or it's just somebody playing around with it. That they always assume it's a person. The actual sad reality of it is people that trade. If you trade a meme coin and you make a profit on that meme coin, and you're in and out and you keep making money on it, and that's good because you keep getting in and out, you're the drain on liquidity because you're making this consistent profit. And so when you're trading a meme coin and you're taking a profit, you're actually the drain. So when everyone that bought and isn't trading comes to sell, well, actually, because you've been trading and you've sucked out profit, you've now made it so the people that were holding can't make a profit. Now, I'd say it's a PvP market, and I'd encourage everyone to trade and make a profit. The game is to make money; it's not to make friends. So there's a guy at college that used to say that. He used to say, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to learn." It's like,
I bet he was good fun.
Absolute bundle of joy, that guy. But he's right when it comes to trading. You're not here to make friends. You're here to make money. So make money. And I think that a lot of people forget that. And the main thing is you can make money with friends without cheating the whole bag. You don't need to do that. You can take steady profits and deploy steady into the market
and trade it.
You've also, but also with a meme coin, you've got to understand, like, if you are trading it and it starts going against you, there's no guarantee it'll go back up. There's already, if you look at the way that the holding is distributed, 40% of the supply could easily be sold into and go back into the liquidity pool. So I think that everyone just assumes. You're also going to understand that there's always, it's difficult. We are not in a market still where it is just easy to just make money. We are not there yet. There needs to be a huge liquidity increase first, and we probably won't get one. There's been a liquidity increase from Ethereum going up, but that doesn't percolate through the market because until Ethereum starts going down or stagnating again. In order for altcoins to go up, ETH has got to go sideways and Bitcoin has got to go up so that people start selling their ETH to buy altcoins. So I know in my insides that we will see higher prices than today, and I'm holding out for that. I'm not selling my portfolio yet, but I will sell. I intend on selling, actually, to be honest, a predominantly large amount of my portfolio this month.
Sell in May, walk away.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be walking away, but I certainly will be selling in May. I think I'll be selling a portion of it in May for sure. We're not there yet. And the thing is, if we don't get there, I might end up not getting as good a price as what can you get?
Yeah.
So it's such a difficult market. But what I would say is always prioritize yourself over everyone else. Don't worry about taking a profit. Take that profit. Don't rebuy until you've finished selling is another one. Because you shouldn't start. If you start selling, you should finish selling.
Yeah.
That's just a lesson from me from history is if I'd always just stopped after I'd finished selling, waited 2 days, I would have saved myself a lot of money rather than rebuying. Because often it is that if you think about selling, it's probably the right time to sell.
We're in a bit of a loss on the Salana trade now. You can see $160 in a loss. I did say this on stream. It perhaps will go up to 174, 175, and then I think it will come back down. Every day in the office, me and Jordan and the rest of my colleagues, we play higher or lower with Bitcoin. On a Friday, obviously, it goes over to the weekend. Jordan went lower today. I went higher. What was your thinking behind that? We're gonna open on a Monday at a lower price, perhaps down at that kind of 101, 102 level.
I think the reason it's not Monday.
No, yeah, it will be Monday by the time that we.
What is it? It's Friday.
It's Friday today, yeah. So it's over the weekend.
It's Friday. Everyone, you can go down to the pub today, can't you? Hey.
It felt like a Monday yesterday for me, but
I had it in my head that it's Wednesday.
No, it's Friday today. It's Free Chippy Friday.
I'm back in England too soon.
And Block Pro went higher. He's going higher until it's 500k.
My reasoning is I'm short. I've had a terrible hit rate recently, so I'm probably wrong. And I am bearish on the markets, which has been consistently wrong recently. So I went higher because I need something in my life that is correct. No, in all seriousness, I think the market is just not. It's not done yet. There's if you look at 105 on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. You don't have to bring it. It's fine. Everyone else can do it. If you just Google Bitcoin liquidation heat map, there's a thing on the 105 level, and ETH is like 2,700. So probably get up there, liquidate a bunch of people, and then I do think we're due a smash down. I just don't think we're going to get the smash down yet. I think we're trying to front run it. We'll probably pump into Friday. We'll probably get some good news coming from the Zelensky thing, and then maybe pump again next week and then dump. I think it'll push us a little bit more first. We have broken out at this stage. Bitcoin is bullish. You'd be wrong to say it's not bullish.
On the 1 minute, Stonksy has gone bearish, has gone in a short position. I like Stonksy with Bitcoin on the 1 hour at the moment. It's been most accurate. And actually, it's in a long position here. You can see actually my resistance there isn't too incorrect. I think that's quite an old resistance line. Seems to be bouncing off there nicely. Wizard Vault is saying 105,800 by the end of the weekend. Wiz has been on a nice nice streak with his trades as well. Posting them all in the Discord. Going to have Wiz back on the stream next week as well, guys. Looking to do Wizard Wednesdays. It'll be 11 a.m. again. But yeah.
We're ripping now.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? Let's have a look. 173. That's going to be $230 in a loss. All thanks to going live on the stream.
To gamble on the stream. I don't ask him to. He's like he's just lost his daily wage.
Yeah, I'm screwed. I'm going to be eating noodles tonight.
Yeah, someone donate to refund
daily
wage. He's only trading for you.
We've got to say though, we've turned this account from 1,000 into 4,600. So it's been going well, but that's been about since January. It's been a slow chug. It's only trade on it when I do my streams, guys. So,
but don't forget one thing: use CSE's link in the video description for BLOFIN, because if anybody actually does use it, then Spud gets a little kickback off of that. So
it will go to the trading fund, guys.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it'll go to paying everyone's wages. Otherwise, you all get fired at the end of the month. So.
But yeah, use that link, guys. Otherwise, there will be no streams. We get fired. But yeah, don't give your information away to exchanges. Why KYC? If you're KYC, you're going to get stung in the future, is the way I look at it. So use decentralized apps. Use BLOFIN with no KYC. BLOFIN isn't decentralized. It's a centralized exchange, but it has the feeling and kind of ethos of a decentralized exchange. Even the way that they store their funds is via Fireblocks. So your funds are protected on there. I've been using it for coming up a year now, actually. I think I've been using it since around June, July time last year. And I like it. It reminds me of Bybit.
The one thing to point about BLOFIN is if you're in the UK, do you have a VPN link in the video description?
We don't have a VPN link.
Go on my channel, use my VPN link. expressvpn.com/martini guy YT, I think it is, all that Martini guy. I have to go on my video description, but that gives you like 90% off ExpressVPN. It's actually really good. That's even how I sign up to ExpressVPN, is via my own referral link. But the Express, I like Express. But
a lot of people have been using Express for a few years now. I went from Nord to Surfshark, but I also use Express now.
So I can tell you some stories, which is my girlfriend went and got Nord, but she's been using it for 2 months now, and she says that Express is better, because we was like a bit falling out with Express. Express got acquired by a different company. ExpressVPN also bought, the privacy ones that people show. They bought one of them. But Express, I was going off it because since they got acquired, they've neglected the servers, and a lot of them were banned by a lot of websites. But in the past, I'd say 3 months, they've fixed all of that, because I was borderline, like I need to go find a different VPN because this one's just not doing it for me, and then I'll go show something else. But Express have actually turned it around in the past couple of months, and it looks a lot better. So that's really good. So yeah, use Express. But basically, BLOFIN now, if you're in the UK, it'll pop up with a message saying, "We spotted that you're in the UK," and then it'll make your account crap out and log out and stuff. It won't ban you. It won't ask for KYC. But if you're in the UK, you need to be using a VPN. Same with if you're in America or many places throughout Europe, to be honest. So yeah, use Express. You'll find a link for it in my video description on my channel, which is That Martini Guy.
Yeah, you're going to be filming some content today. It'll be a video, not a stream, guys. Team G's hijacked my stream today, but he will be making a video later. It's going to be on a generic topic. Correct. It's going to be perhaps over some altcoin, perhaps some Bitcoin analysis.
I'm just going to film it. I need to get back into it. You guys don't understand how difficult it is once you've completely fallen off the wagon like I have and just fallen into irrelevance. You don't understand how difficult it is to remember how to talk to a camera. Like I've got to now picture this laptop in front of me. Yeah, I've got to imagine that you're sat there. It's fucking weird. So I've got to get my brain back in that frame of mind, which when you can only hear yourself talking and no one is replying to you, it can be quite difficult to remember how to do that. And that's the main barrier, to be honest. Even he struggles with it. When he films his TikToks, he'll film it 30 times.
Don't let him know the secret.
Say the same thing over and over again until it's perfect. And I'll come on, go, Ross, come on. You don't even sound like that in real life. I just said, just film it.
If I did my real voice, I'd do my real voice on streams. It's too mellow, I think. TikTok and Instagram needs a bit of we can see here the trade's actually coming not too far off my entry now. Glad I actually topped up. I went back in at around 173. Literally kind of said what I imagined would happen. Actually, go up to that 174 mark and then come back down. Hopefully, I'm correct and we keep coming down a little bit further. I did. I went short here, obviously, and then when it was up at 173, you can see I entered again.
As soon as you break below that moving average, it'll be all the way down again.
Yeah. I think perhaps this was the right call, guys. We'll let this run. See how it does for now. Hopefully, I won't be eating hot noodles for dinner today.
No, you've got your wage back now.
Yeah.
Saying that, you've still got a $20 fee to overcome there.
yeah. So about $60 over a win and loss.
You've been caught by funding during this. Let's have a look. When was the funding last time? No, you've not.
No, all good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting market out there. I hope for the best. I hope for the worst and expect the best. The reason why my preference is Bitcoin down over up is because we all make more money when Bitcoin is lower. Mm-hmm. There is no incentive as a long-term holder of cryptocurrency for me to want the price of Bitcoin to rise. It makes Bitcoin more difficult for me to acquire, makes Bitcoin more difficult for you to acquire. It makes it less enticing of an investment because you feel like you've already missed out on it. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it becomes less useful the more popular it gets because the fees go up, so it becomes more difficult to use it in the first place. The people that are developing apps for it are developing apps for microtransactions on Bitcoin, which again, Bitcoin is not a stable currency. It is not a store of value, and the whole gold narrative around it is bollocks.
When will it go from a risk off to a risk on asset? Will it always remain as something that people will only invest in when the economies are good and not when there's uncertainty?
I think it will always be a risky asset because the value of it is built on nothing and it's ultimately just a Ponzi scheme. And I actually told a very high up person within a very high up organization that they were building a Ponzi scheme the other day. I'm just like these days. Look, I'm bored of bullshitting. Let's be honest.
Sometimes I have to shut him up. He speaks too much, guys. As you can tell, he's had enough of the bullshitting, like he said. And
well, the thing is, you can't fire me and you can't make me poor. So, and I made all my money in Ponzi schemes, and because that's the way that I see it now. Like, because the mechanics of everything. If you put in and the price goes up and someone else takes out and the price goes down, and that price valuation is based upon thin air and bollocks, then it's a Ponzi scheme. And you're robbing Peter to pay Paul at the end of the day. Yeah. But if you can lean into the fact that these are Ponzi's and you can exploit Ponzi's and make money from Ponzi's, the reason why I've been so good at it over the years is I understood what it was from day one. I understood how it works. And I've always understood that in order for Bitcoin to be successful, which means we all make fuckloads of money, then we need more people in the Ponzi scheme. And so you say this around Bitcoiners and they all shit their pants and say, hate it, no. It is just the same as what we call cash, a Ponzi scheme. Yep. The US dollar is a Ponzi scheme. The pound is a Ponzi scheme. Where does the value come from? They're not backed by anything and they can create more of them. And what are they doing at the moment? Well, the US is in shitloads of debt. How are they paying off that debt? By creating more money. So it's a Ponzi scheme. You're literally selling debt contracts to people that already have the money that you created to then go and create more debt to then pay off the debt. But you're not paying off the debt, you're only paying off the interest. So you're just doing this Ponzi scheme, and eventually all Ponzi schemes collapse. And that's why I know for certain that Michael Saylor is building a ticking time bomb. Even if it doesn't go pop this year, next year, or the year after, MicroStrategy will go pop.
Well, they own $60 billion of Bitcoin.
Yeah. But he owns $60 billion of Bitcoin with $50 billion of debt.
Yeah.
And that's so Bitcoin dips. what the fuck are you gonna do? The guy keeps buying more, and if you can't afford to pay off the people, then the whole thing goes pop because he has to sell. And if the value of the selling doesn't match the value of the investment, well, he's not liquid. But but he can use MicroStrategy
in a
shares.
profit.
Everyone talks about you can use print MicroStrategy shares, right, to pay off the debt that he's got on the Bitcoin, because that's how you get paid out. You need to get paid out by cash, or you can get paid out by MicroStrategy shares. So everyone says, well, he can never go bankrupt. What if the value of MicroStrategy drops below the value of Bitcoin that he holds? Then what? Because if MicroStrategy's Bitcoin value drops underneath the value of Bitcoin that it holds, and the value of MicroStrategy's stock in theory drops to zero because they're in negative equity and the business loses 200 million a year. So if they're in negative equity on a loan, the business is losing 200 million a year, and the value of the company drops below the value of the debt that they hold, the Ponzi will go pop, Bitcoin will be 30K. It's coming. It's just be patient. We'll get it. And then we'll have our beloved Bitcoin Ponzi scheme back. But to me, it's just not interesting.
Right back off the institutions.
Yeah, $100,000. Look, I've been here since it was $300. $100,000. It is not into your back in profit. By the way.
It was even this number was $30. So even with the trading fee there, still in profit.
It's just not interesting to me or you to trade Bitcoin when it's $100,000. The 3% move is $3,000. If Bitcoin moved $3,000 when it was $15,000, that was a massive move.
Yeah.
But these days, it's nothing. And for me, look, we like to trade this asset. What are we here for? We're for trading. So a boring trading sideways asset, you can't do it with futures because the fees are too high. They're not like fees in the other worlds of trading. So you're better off trading a different asset. Bitcoin becomes untradeable. And if people aren't going to trade Bitcoin, then again, Bitcoin loses its value, because the predominant reason why Bitcoin has value is because it has liquidity from people trading it back and forth all the time. So if people stop trading Bitcoin because the value of Bitcoin is too high and the percentage moves aren't enough, well, the value will drop again. So, but I'm saying this really bad timing, because you'll be able to take this stream in 2 weeks' time when Bitcoin's 120K and go, you were completely wrong, which is probably the case. So my theories here are for in a year, 2 years' time, when it starts playing out. We need it to play out. But then we've also got Trump that might be able to kick the can along the road enough for 4 years. So it's just the most difficult call with an unpredictable moron at the top of society. What are we expected to do? I don't know.
We're bouncing a little bit now, actually. We're heading back up above 173 here, but we'll keep an eye on this. It's on the 1 minute chart, guys, so you can watch how it's going up there. But there was a question earlier saying, if institutions are buying, they're upping their percentage of Bitcoin holdings. Institutions now own 9%, likely more. Why is the price not at all-time high? Why do you think that is? If institutions
because
are buying,
I'm selling, and you're selling, and Bill next door selling, and all that retail is doing is offloading on the institutions. Everyone assumes that institutions are smart, but that's often not the case, because who is driving the buying volume of an institution? Is it the institution, or is it the customer of the institution? It's the customer of the institution. The idiot that wouldn't buy Bitcoin when it was $3,000 because it was too risky. Now his pension fund is putting it in there because he's saying, "Can you put it in for me?" So it basically what we're seeing is the greater fool theory is playing out. I view the institutions as the end goal. So now that institutions are kind of taking over and controlling everything. For me, it becomes just not exciting. It's not decentralized. To have Michael's like this, how the fuck does this make sense? Michael Saylor goes on about, it's decentralized, all this, all that. He has enough Bitcoin to crush the entire economy in like a second.
One cell.
So it's not decentralized. Bitcoin is becoming a centralized shitcoin, and it's losing what made it great in the first place. It's not trackable. No, it's trackable. That makes it transparent. That means that you can't do crime with it. So you're losing a whole audience of people that would normally
bring back the crime with Bitcoin.
Literally, Bitcoin was so much more fun when people used to do crime. Now everyone just does like
uses Monero.
Yeah, exactly. But no, now everyone just does meme coin rugs instead of selling drugs. Go back. What happened to selling drugs on the internet, guys? Come on, online business entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah, come on, guys. Ross Ulbricht's out of prison now.
Yeah, exactly. So. Crime's legal again. Have you not heard? It's crime season.
I heard Trump commended the Silk Road.
Yeah, he said it was an absolutely amazing establishment and everyone should use it. But from that, my point is, and I know a lot of people that are very much more wealthy than me from being in Bitcoin sooner than me, and so many.
Vinci.
Yeah, a lot of people are switching to privacy coins. A lot of people don't want to hold Bitcoin. A lot of people are switching to Monero.
What's your take on Zcash? Have you had a look at Zcash? Because that seems to be the one that's most likely to perhaps overtake Monero.
I would always say that Monero is the best. Zcash, from what I understand, isn't it Ethereum based?
Yes, yeah.
And so it seems like it would be more crackable than.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about it, but I do know that Monero is the best. Undoubtedly, Monero is the best. But my point is, the people that got into crypto when I first got into crypto are the ones that are selling. And the reason that they're selling is because the ideology is dead. And the sooner that people realize the ideology is dead, the sooner a price of Bitcoin will go down again because the ideology is dead. So this is why we don't invite me on stream.
Yeah. He's a ray of sunshine, guys. I'm there, optimistic for the future, and then I've got Jordan in my ear. I'll tell you one thing though, that was good. You did actually say back in February, you were like, oh no, the market's expecting a crash, and I was a bit uncertain. I think it was around ETH Denver, and actually we had 2 months of downside there. So you were correct there. I always don't really like the summer period. I think June, July, August always suck. And it's the same across all fields. You look at lawyers, you look at accountants. You try get a good lawyer in the middle of July, he'll message you saying, oh, I've gone on holiday for a week with my family. And everyone just starts to relax. There isn't that grind mentality that you see in the Northern Hemisphere summer. And it often happens with crypto as well.
Yeah, it's true.
People have got boats to pay for.
Literally, yeah. I'm looking at buying a boat. I actually got a boat viewing when I get back to England.
In England? How are you going to ship it out here?
I asked them that. He was like, it's possible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think what will end up happening is they'll put my boat on a shipping container and then ship it out.
Yeah, boat on a boat.
Yeah. So,
Rick saying Zcash did some shady shit with tokenomics. If you've got some more info on that, Rick, or anywhere I can look at that, let me know in the comments, because I've been pushing Zcash a little bit actually. I've heard some good things on it.
But for me, I'd just like to point out my current opinions again. Which is, I think memes are really good. By the way, I think a meme is. I've come around massively to them. They are what crypto is meant to be in the modern age, which is a purely speculative Ponzi scheme that offers no value to anybody other than speculation. Whereas that's also what Bitcoin is offering these days. And so really meme coins are as good as Bitcoin. Utility tokens, unfortunately, have proven that they don't make good long-term investments, because a lot of the people that make a utility token don't prioritize profit within the business. So after the first 12 months, they start relying on selling that token in order to pay staff. And because they're relying on selling that token in order to pay staff, the price just keeps going down and down and down and down. So you can't hold on to them long term. So forget about utility tokens. Layer ones, they're also 90% scams. It's just people realize that if they launched a layer one and they went, oh, we have a layer one, why don't you airdrop farm it? They might be able to get 10,000 people through the door to go and hold the token. And it'd give them like a $200-300 million valuation, of which they could slowly cash into it by being the largest nodes on the network, mining all of the newly supplied currency and then selling it into the market. And that's the current scam. Now, if you go on a stream on my channel and you talk about these things, then people get very upset. But
you've got a bit more freedom over here.
Yeah, I can say what I want because there's only like 4 people watching.
486.
But yeah, it basically, overall, what are we streaming this to? Just Twitter or YouTube?
Twitter and YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
So we've got Rick here also saying, only heard about it on a pod about Monero versus Zcash. Apparently they weren't transparent and printed extra tokens somehow. That's interesting because as a privacy coin, they should not be doing any sketchy shit like that.
I think I remember. I think it was something to do with they did a token swap and they issued more tokens.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of teams do that because it gives them the ability to dump on you.
A lot of the time as well, guys, if you see people bridging, you know, they say, oh, we launched on ETH and now we want to bridge over to Salana. A lot of the times it's so they can free up that liquidity and also the token unlock period. So always be wary of that as well. We do actually have Rick coming on a stream next Thursday, guys. That's going to be an interesting one as well. I will share more details of that in the Discord and do a post very soon. We're struggling with that 173 region with Salana. Doesn't really want to push much higher than that. Hopefully we don't make a higher high. Hopefully we don't go above 174 basically. Hopefully we drop down. My entry was 172. 76. It wasn't an entry that I set. It was one that I just went market buy on stream here. You know, ideally I would have waited a little bit higher at that 174. I did go in again when it was at 173 to bring my entry price up a little bit on the short. But hopefully, I'm hoping now, as we're struggling with this 173 region, I hope that we shit the bed and drop all the way down to 170, 169, and that will give us a few $100 profit.
If it's me, I would love the prices. Like ETH, give me back at $10. Solana $10.
Yeah. I don't want Solana that low, but I think Solana $80 would be an absolute steal.
This is what everyone's got to understand. If you had the ability to go back in time and buy $20 Solana, would you buy it? Yeah, of course you would. With hindsight. If Solana went to go back at $30-40, would you buy it? You probably wouldn't have any money, that's the thing. But I do, because I've been saving. So I've got fat bags of cash, like actual cash, not physical cash. It's
not with us. Yeah.
It's in a bank, you know, in England. It's like legitimate tax-paid cash. So I want a market that I can buy in. And I feel like the bear market that we had it ended very quickly, didn't it? It was like all doom and gloom, and then it's just like within 2 days, it's like, oh, bear market's over, guys.
It is hard to call. It's always hard to call the bottoms, like it is the tops, though, as well. And that's where a lot of people struggle. They see the bear market and they go, will this continue longer? It is hard to call the bottom. What's your advice on calling that real bottom there?
My advice is, do you have a phone, John?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll sort it out for you.
Right. My advice on calling the bottom: don't do it because you make yourself look like a tit on the internet. Is my general thoughts. I think that every time I have tried to be intelligent and help people, I end up just getting bullied, to be honest. So you could say, why do you learn from your mistakes and just stop doing stuff like that? And the answer is, well, because I'm just trying to help people at the end of the day. My thoughts on the direction that we're headed from here is like this until the end of May. But it has to be at the end of May. Historically, it's been an amazing time to sell. And historically, we've always got a decent pump up in May. And it's always performed pretty well in May. And so it makes sense that it's doing well in May again. Think of it like this. Tax season ends. Everyone sells their crypto before tax season ends. And then tax season starts again in May. So therefore, you can buy everything back. And that's why you generally get a bit of a pump up in May. We've got an added complication for the next 3 or 4 years of Mr. Trump. And that will make things more complex for sure. But he's built himself up some space again in the financial markets.
Yeah.
And if you think of it like, if you tread on a baby's head when it's a newborn...
Where are you going with this analogy?
No, we're coming with one.
Okay.
All right, you got to. If you tread on a baby's head as a newborn, but you completely like stamp on it, it'll die. So you don't do that, obviously. Instead, you might lightly press on it a little bit every day.
Yeah,
so
if it's crying.
So it just misshapes it a little bit.
What are you trying to say?
It just misshapes the head a little bit. It's a strange analogy, but you can kind of understand where
we're heading into a nice profit here, 5% up. I'm
not
glad
done
my
with
call
my
was
baby's
right.
analogy yet. Shut up. Right, so you tread on the baby's head and it misshapes it a little bit. But the baby's head, if you just do that, after a while, it'll rebound. And I know this because when I was born with a pointy tip on my head. And they just said it'll come back to normal after a while. And it did. So what Trump's done is he's let the baby's head go back to normal. And then he's going to start pressing on it again. So that's my thoughts. He's built himself up a bit of buffer room with the markets. And I expect he's going to start squeezing the baby's head again soon. And he'll never let the baby's head go pop. He's not that stupid. But he'll certainly put some pressure on it, and the baby won't be very comfortable. And that's the way that you've got to treat financial markets, like stepping on a baby's head. You just don't do it too hard, otherwise it might die. But you can tread on it a little bit. And he's still not got his way with the Fed. The Fed at the next meeting is still going to say the same thing that they said before, which is, would you just stop being such an absolute tit and make some sensible policy decisions, which he won't do. So that'll continue going on and on and on. If we don't have a rate reduction at the next Fed meeting, then the markets will start to go up probably even more because they'll be pricing it in again. And then if it still doesn't happen, then it'll crash. From my perspective, the Fed shouldn't do anything. They should just keep leaving it as it is. Mm-hmm. What happened then? It changed to color.
Went to dark mode, yo.
All right, it's nighttime now, I guess. But yeah, from my perspective, the Fed should just be doing their job to maintain the currency and not and maintain the economy, not trying to like pump it up and make it go crazy. That's from my perspective what they should be doing. I'm curious as to see.
What positions are you in at the moment? You've been checking your phone the whole stream.
Yeah, shorts.
Shorts, yeah.
We're up a bit. If you include the realized profit, we're up a bit. I'm currently $9,000 in a loss on my ETH trade. I've taken $7,000 of profit already, so I'm 1K in a loss, or 2K in a loss. Solana, I've taken 7K of profit and I've got 3K of profit. Bitcoin, I've taken 1K of profit and I'm at break even. So net, I'm in a positive, but I am short everything right now. I am reconsidering my positioning. I do think that I might just want to not have a trade going into Friday night because it can be just nice to not do much on Friday nights. And we still need to eat and everything. I like to go to bed early over here because
morning time is lovely. We don't have the UK up. We have the last bit of the US news coming through, and then we can get those positions before Europe even wakes up. I enjoy this time zone.
The nicest thing about this time is when you wake up at 6 a.m. in Thailand, the market goes in the same direction generally for the first 5 hours that you're awake. It doesn't move. It just goes tick, 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 because it's nighttime. It's not moving by a lot, but it's moving by 1-2%, something like that. And that gives you the ability to just print money in the morning while you're out doing something, come home, make a video. Admittedly, I've not been doing the come home and make a video part because, just not been doing that. But we'll get there. I will make the Bevo video. I'm excited to make the Bevo video. It's just to put my head in a creative space again to do it. It's really difficult, to be entertaining. Like it doesn't come naturally to me. Naturally for me, I mean, maybe it does come naturally, but it doesn't always feel that way. To make an entertaining video, like the ones that I used to make on YouTube, I used to put like 4 or 5 days into each video. Like they were proper intense bits of work, and I set a barrier for myself there when I was younger, and I don't like to go beneath that barrier. And so, like with the daily handheld content and stuff like that, it's easy to do, and I can do it. I just I've already had 3 months off. What's another day? But also my days do get soaked up with just stuff like everyone pulling me, do this, do that, do this. I forget how many things I've committed to. I've committed to hundreds of things. It's like just pulling me every direction all the time. And I'm not complaining. It's an amazing problem to have. And I love my job.
You've actually said in the past making videos on weekends are some of your favorite because you're not getting bothered by everyone, calls, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I intend this weekend to make some very good content. It depends on if we have any stuff in the morning. as to whether I'm capable.
If he has too many waffles, guys.
Yeah, if I have too many waffles in the morning, I might not.
Waffles and cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost your train of thought there.
Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, we've got kills of the week saying higher. We're hoping for lower right now. Just gone back into a loss. Looks like Salana's looking to push again. If we can't break through that 173, we're going to come back down as well. So waiting for that line.
Bring up the price of Chippy on here.
I did have deck screener. Here we go.
Ah, there we go. Right, Chippy. It's going to keep going up. So please sell now. And my plan, I'll be realistic with you for Chippy. I think it'll struggle above 5. I think I already explained this, but there's new people on the stream now. So my plan for Chippy is realistically, I think that there's going to be a ceiling at 5 million. Because I think that you guys will want to take profit too hard into it at that point in time. So the goal is a run to 5 to 10 million. If it gets past 5, it'll run to 10 easily.
Yeah, because then opens the door to exchanges and other collaborations that way.
And the other thing that we're going to do with Chippy is we're going to try and get listed on a tier 1 centralized exchange through the Fiat Gateway. And we've had offers to do this, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to do it. Now, with everything else that we've got going on, it's been very busy with Chippy to try and get the app and everything sorted, but it is pretty much done. Dev just needs to publish it. He says it's pretty much done. He's been saying that now for 6 months. Yeah. But...
No, it's looking good though, and we've had Sammy and Steve help out on the app as well. I'm looking forward to streaming it to you guys as well. It will definitely be more profitable than trading, hopefully as well.
For sure.
The mechanics of it as well. It's
just imagine there could be one guy out there with like puts down like 10 Chippy coins and
gets a
10x, like a million.
Yeah.
It's programmed to do up to 1,000x.
Yeah.
So you could realistically put down $100 and walk away with what's 100 times $100,000.
Yeah. No, $100 times 1,000.
Is $100,000.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. So it's not. We can't control.
It's all algorithm.
But we do know that if we fill up the pool is more likely to pay out. So we'll fill up the pool and see how it goes from there. But I'm excited for Chippy. Chippy's always number one. You can't beat Chippy apart from with Plop. So there'll be probably a small everyone trading against each other when it comes between Chippy and Plop. But the goal for Plop is to grow it outside of our community, which we're already kind of working on that and doing that. The Instagram advertising side of it, that'll kick off. Look at that, 214 soul raised so far from 72 people. It's looking pretty strong.
And not even a big push on the pre-sale yet, but I think we will get the push going soon. A little bit harder as well.
It's looking good though, it's actually 20% full nearly already. And it's only been live for like a week. So my guess is it takes us 2 more weeks to fill this pre-sale up. And then it'll be all systems go on Plop. Maybe it takes less than that. We're going to start deploying the Instagram adverts next week, I think is the plan. I forget that it's Friday. I actually didn't realize that today. That makes sense why everyone's shouting at me. I always get shouted at on a Friday. But also the return of Free Chippy Friday, that's coming as well.
I want my fish and chips back. Maybe we should get one tonight actually.
Fish and chips,
yeah, definitely. I'll have a look on Grab. Won't tell you exactly where we are, guys, but we are in Thailand at the moment.
In Krabi, definitely in Krabi. I've never been to Krabi.
Yeah, very beautiful spot though. You've got to go to Riley Beach, guys, in Ao Nang in Krabi. Actually, shout out to Tom Birch, who was he actually used to live in Ao Nang in Krabi. He had Knockout Labs, is where I actually first met Tom, which was his shop that sold broccoli and potions. But that's he got very famous for opening that shop up.
Do they have any mushroom potions here?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, I went to a broccoli shop earlier, and they also offered mushrooms. It was a good vegetable store. So Yeah. I think it's a little bit under counter, but I think it is legal. So in Thailand, you can buy broccoli and mushrooms, all legal, guys.
The broccoli shop, no, that sold mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Did it? Did you know? I mean, you probably don't know this. I watched a documentary. I watch a lot of documentaries. I have a lot of spare time, you see, when I'm not making YouTube videos to watch.
He watches other YouTube videos.
I watch so much. I watch at least 7 hours of YouTube every day.
I thought I was bad.
Yeah, no, I'm like.
We should show them Josh Wokes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Josh Wokes is one of my favorite guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you might see me liking Josh Wokes' posts. Josh Wokes is what a guy, absolute legend.
He's not.
He's my favorite guy on Instagram. I like it. Thing is, I genuinely watch him as a fan. So bear that in mind. I watch this guy as a fan, and I think he's brilliant. He's deaf, and I don't know if he's learning disability or what, but I like him. He's a funny guy. But what I was going to say about the mushroom shop is, oh yeah. So I watched a documentary, and the man in the documentary had tried some mushrooms, like what you get from Tesco's, for the first time. And no, not for the first time. He tried it many times before. Just had a bit more than usual, and then his eyes glazed over. And apparently, something that happens if you eat psychedelics is it can happen to like 1 in 1,000 people, where your eyes glaze over, and forever you see with foggy eyes, and
like cataracts.
Yeah, basically like cataracts, but they don't exist. It's all in your brain. So psychedelics have got the power to basically switch off your vision in a way.
Strong stuff.
And I just thought, I didn't know that could happen.
Well, you actually were reading me some passages from BitBoy's book.
Oh, shall I go get it?
Yes,
I'll go get some BitBoy book, and we'll do some of that. Give me a second.
We're gonna recite to you some bits from BitBoy's book. So it's a long novel, likely written on ChatGPT. No offense to BitBoy, he's in prison right now, so free BitBoy, guys. Is there still a free BitBoy ticker going? Is that still a meme coin? Let's have a look, because he needs to be freed. Free BitBoy? No, I don't see anything. Let's just type in BitBoy. Oh, I'm not sharing the tab. Let me share the tab. BitBoy manifesto. No, that's it. RIP BitBoy. I think that's when people thought he had died. Let's type in free Ben. Maybe that comes up with anything. Maybe we should launch something on stream. Maybe we should do free BitBoy. If anyone wants to help us launch free BitBoy while we're on stream, should give us a. There's no free BitBoy on Deck Screener.
No.
I think someone should launch that. If they launch it, drop the CA in the chat.
Screen?
Yeah, put us full screen. Here we go.
I just need a pee. So, but I'll show you the book first, and I'm going to go for a pee. What we're going to do is read a page. So the game is pick a random page in this book and tell me it is not the best reading material that you've ever had in your entire life. And I don't mean to be rude to BitBoy, but this is the most cracked out diary that I've ever read, and was clearly written while very high on drugs. It is by far the best thing that I've ever read. So BitBoy achieved his goal here. And my actual plan for returning to YouTube is I'm going to set up like a moody dark room, and I'm going to just read chapters from this book, because honestly, it is the best. And so, yeah, just leave a page suggestion.
Yeah, we've got JC saying 69, obviously.
Everyone fire a page suggestion in the chat, and we'll get to it. I just need a pee.
So yeah, here we go. I believe you can buy BitBoy's book on Amazon. I will look that up for you guys right now. I'm going to be borrowing it after TMG's done with it, but I think TMG's probably going to keep this very close to him. It's like his Bible. I haven't seen, I've been with TMG for a few days over in Thailand, and he just walks around the house with this. He wakes up reading it. He goes to sleep reading BitBoy's novel. Some interesting bits. Let's go to page 69. We'll get that ready to read as well. I'll see if there's any. Well, that's the thing. There's a funny passage on every page, basically. Yeah. Oh, that was page 70, but there was a funny story there. The Air Force, my attempt to escape the loop. I'll wait for Jordan to come back because I know he takes a lot of joy in reading BitBoy's book here as well. But yeah, on page 69, withdrawal in the military. So this is in the very early stage. This is 69 pages in, and it's not even him in the crypto industry yet. It's him in the military. How long in the book did it take until you did actually get to like crypto?
I've not read it. I've just read random pages. I just like every day I'll just open it on a random page, read a few pages, and like it doesn't matter what you can start this book in any place. That's the best thing about it. So as we only have one suggestion for a page, which is page 69, let's go to page 69. So, it's looking like a good one.
Yeah. The number 70 was good as well. He had some.
No, I want to read page 70 is better. The page 70 is better than page 69. So, the drug test. My favorite. Hang on. Where are we starting from here? Okay. We're going to start. We're actually going to start on page 69 because that's where this excerpt starts. So, basic training - withdrawal in the military. Basic training is designed to break you. The screaming, the early mornings, the non-stop physical exertion. It's meant to strip away your identity and rebuild you from scratch. For most people, that was the hardest part. For me, that was the easy part. So it appears that BitBoy's done basic training in the military. I needed the structure. I craved the discipline. I wanted someone to tell me exactly what to do every second of the day. But what I didn't expect was the withdrawal. Meth doesn't leave your system. It claws its way out. The first few weeks were a nightmare. Sweating through my sheets every night, shaking during morning drills, heart racing, stomach twisting, head pounding, sleeping at every still moment. I was detoxing while running 5 miles a day. No one knew I had to hide it. If they found out I had been a meth addict, I was done. So I played it off, pretended I was just struggling to keep up. I wasn't the slowest, but I was the fastest either. I blended in, and maybe after a few weeks, I started to believe that maybe, just maybe, I had beaten it. I was clean. I was surviving. I was becoming someone new, but addiction doesn't disappear. It just wears. The drug test. My fate was already sealed. From the moment I arrived at Lackland Air Force Base, I told myself, this is it. This is where I turn it all around. But what I didn't know was that I had already lost before I'd even started because I failed my drugs test the day I got there. Like, it's such an amazing book. There's some other pages here that
I wonder how he thought he was going to pass that drug test because he clearly knew he was on drugs.
There's just some crazy stuff in here. I mean, I can go through and read it all. I think it's all fascinating and amazing, but it depends. Shall we do some more pages?
Let's go to page 129.
129. Okay.
Oh, how many pages is there to begin with?
There's 386 pages, and it's all cracked out ramblings. You're saying 129, page 129.
Let's go to, what's the book called as well? The BitBoy
Effect. You should buy it. Honestly, it's a good book. It's worth buying because as soon as he's out of prison, this is getting pulled up Amazon stuff for sure. Right. Page 129 is basic bitch syndrome, the setup. I've spent a lifetime settling. You're not sharing it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm setting it up.
Right, there you go. I spent a lifetime settling, not just in business, not just in friendships, but in women. For as long as I can remember, I chased basic bitches. Not because I wanted to, but because I thought that's what I deserved. They were easy, familiar, and predictable. And I was comfortable with that. But there's something about basic women. Some of them know how to mirror in order to appear interesting. If you don't know what you're looking at, they seem interesting. They pick up on your energy, your thoughts, your passions, and reflect them back at you like a fucking AI chatbot. You think you found someone deep, complex, and fascinating, but really you're just talking to a damn mirror. And that's what Foxy was, the perfect basic bitch. She was smart enough to seem special, but empty enough to be nothing at all. The kind of woman who knew how to make herself seem valuable by pretending to be someone that she wasn't. She wasn't actually interesting. She just knew how to pretend she was. And I fell for it, you see. The name Foxy is meant to be ironic. I think a movie with a character who is gigantically statured gangster named Tiny. Foxy is neither clever nor attractive. Dry skin and basicness, something I learned actually I don't want. Weird. He's talking about his ex-wife here, I'd like to point out.
Foxy.
So, because at the time I was still stuck in that settling mindset, still convinced that if a woman paid attention to me, admired me, reflected my own faults and ambitions back at me, then she must be worth something. She wasn't. And by the time I figured it out, she had already woven herself into my life, into my business, into my story. And that's where it all started. The moment I let Foxy into my world, I had already lost. I just didn't know it. There's a lot of I've already lost in this book. Basically, he goes on to talk about how his ex-wife took everything. And this was another good one. So this is an excerpt about BitBoy doing psychedelics with Cassie in Vegas, which again, too much information, man. There's just there's just some things you should have left out of this book, but it's a banger. So this section is titled Vegas and LA, the psychedelic bond. Seeing Cassie again after Georgia's win wasn't just another moment. It was another white dress moment. She knew exactly what she was doing. When she showed up in Vegas, I almost laughed because it was exactly like Miami. The same effortless confidence, the same impossible beauty, the same feeling that hit me like a tidal wave, like I had no choice but to fall deeper. And that's exactly what happened. After Georgia won, which is his football team, Georgia State or whatever it is, Cassie and I were both headed west for a conference, her for a conference and me for a championship game. So we met in Vegas. And for the first time since Miami, we had real time together. No more sneaking around, no more stolen moments, no more pretending. And that's when everything shifted. Before it had been passion, chemistry, and magnetism. But in Vegas, psychedelics entered the picture. No more pretending. Hang on, I've lost my point now. Where did it say? Psychedelics entered the picture. Where? No one's singing around, no one's stolen. That's fair. There we go. And suddenly, it wasn't just love, it was spiritual. I hadn't touched psychedelics in years, not since I had tripped on acid back in 2007. But this wasn't that. This wasn't chaos, this wasn't destruction, this was connection. We took mushrooms together for the first time in my life. I saw her, not just as the woman in front of me, not just as the person I was obsessed with. I saw her soul. We sat there for hours just talking, no distractions, no outside noise, no fake narratives, just truth. I realized in that moment that this wasn't just lust, this wasn't just excitement, this wasn't just another woman who had caught my eye, this was my person. And that night in Vegas, that moment I knew this was forever. And the ironic thing is, by the time he published the book, she'd broken up with him, which again is just sad. It's just a really sad book, but it predicts correct. Yeah, Ross always fucks off after 20 minutes. He goes,
I keep it short and sweet. Rather than reading BitBoy passages.
Yeah, well, that's what live streams are for. That's how you create a good one, you know.
I'm trying to find fish and chips here, but I can't find any cod or haddock, which normally means they're using like sea bass, and it just doesn't taste the same. I can find one with beer batter. There's loads of fish and chips. They just let me know what you guys think of this picture. Let me get it up. It looks maybe okay. 200 baht, it's about a $5. If you were doing free Chippy Friday, you'd make nice money if you only spent a $5 on the Chippy.
Yeah. It's so let's take another section anyway. So let me just read you some of these headings actually. The third side, the puppets and the puppet master, Bitcoin cornrows, the double agent, the bribes from TJ to Cam, a setup for leverage, and crypto meatballs, the smiling assassin. These are all like headings, you know, like at the top of a page where they have like a big thing there. Like they write the title in big at the top of the page, and that's what they all are. So chapter 21 is called Round 3, Giraffes, Draws, and Dykes.
What?
Like honest.
What does that entail?
It's the guy is just he wasn't lying when he said it'd be the best book ever. Anyone that gave it a negative review did not read this book. It is the best book I have ever read. I've read at least 9 books in my life, and this is the best one. It's the best one.
One of the reviews was like, it's clearly AI, but they wrote the review as if they didn't know who BitBoy was. They were like, the author of this book. It's like, it's fucking BitBoy on ChatGPT.
Yeah, like literally, it's one of the first ever books to be written in full and published with AI, and you can buy a paperback copy of it. It's amazing. It's a raw and unhinged book about someone's life. It is, and it's amazing. It is the best content that you'll. Hopefully, you never see one of these from me, because that means we've fallen off the deep end.
Yeah. Some people watching the stream might think it's coming soon.
I mean, yeah, there'll be people out there praying for it. But at the end of the day, I'll never be poor again. I'll be fine. I could lose all my money tomorrow, and I'd still be richer than most people. Because at least I understand the methods to actually how to build, and I'm willing to put in the effort. And I think that's really what a lot of people just need, is put the effort into build. You go build something, you will make money in the end. You just got to not give up and keep trying.
We've got Gaza here saying, I do feel sorry for Ben, but sometimes he is his own worst enemy.
100%. Ben is literally his own worst enemy.
And we've got JC saying, raw and unhinged book about someone's life.
Yes, but that's what makes it great. Just the whole thing is you can the saddest thing with the whole BitBoy situation, we'll go back to full screen now.
Yeah.
The saddest thing with the whole BitBoy situation is that BitBoy's actually a really nice guy. And that genuinely is the saddest thing. He's in person, such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to him for hours on the phone, such a nice guy. Cracked out BitBoy in prison. I'm a bit worried about him. And when he's out, I'll go over and see him. I was going to go and see him this time because I was in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But then he went on the bloody run from the police. And he wouldn't tell me where he was, so I couldn't go see him.
I've met BitBoy more than you have, actually. I've met him in Texas. I met him in London after his boxing fight. You've never met him?
I've spoken to him for hours and hours and hours, like as his friend on the phone, on the internet, on Zoom calls and stuff like that. But I've never actually met the guy.
I've got to say, watching him box, he had a fuckload of heart. He really does put in the effort in the ring. So much so that the boxing fight that I saw him, he actually won that fight, but he was on the floor with an oxygen mask for about 10 minutes.
And if one of you really wants to make a lot of money, the best thing to do is when BitBoy gets out of prison, fly over, make friends with him, go meet him. BitBoy's a workhorse. He'll work for anyone as long as it's good for everyone. And he has the best of intentions. But if someone went back in and actually controlled him and made him show up to work every day, BitBoy would make a fortune because he has the platform, he has the audience. And when he's out of prison, he'll blow up again, just like everyone that gets out of prison in crypto does. They get like this surge afterwards. And he's been there for like 3 months now. He's been in prison for 3 months. So hopefully he does get out soon. But my intention is to make a whole series of videos. I'm sure nobody will watch it, but the thing is, I'll make things that I want to make these days, interspersed between tutorials. What's this comment saying?
It was a shame to see his downfall. He always seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, I agree. It's never nice to see someone going down, but when they provide you with material such as this, like, that is the best book ever.
Entertainment.
It is, and the thing is, or my thought is, he's published it. He wanted everyone to hear it. So if I make a video series, even if I'm a little bit taking the piss out of it, everyone gets to hear it. And I know BitBoy. I know that he'll see the funny side of it. I mean, maybe you don't find the funny side being locked up in prison 3 months, maybe 5 months, maybe 6 months, not seeing your kids for the rest of your life, not getting along with your ex-wife at all,
or current ex,
or your current ex doesn't want to know you, and just kind of feels really bad about the whole situation. It'd be a terrible situation. I'm glad that I cashed out a little bit in the BitBoy never cashed out and put anything into his own name. I don't know why. I don't know why.
He was quite a team player with it all, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everyone always talks about him being this nasty asshole guy. The reason why BitBoy's gone loopy It's because the people behind the scenes, TJ, stole his money. He took it off him.
Mm-hmm.
TJ stole his business. He took it off him.
They owned a lot of property, right?
Yeah. You should, if we ever went back through the BitBoy court documents and BitBoy court papers, BitBoy's company was owning like 12 houses in Atlanta. And the houses in Atlanta, they're not small houses. They're like giant mansions. And they're all like worth a fortune. So BitBoy's company probably owns like $15-20 million worth of property, including the building that they operate out of. And he had it all stolen off him. And I can imagine how that would drive someone crazy. For me, I didn't go crazy because I lost all of my money on my own. I didn't require TJ to steal it off me. I did a good enough job of that myself. So from that sense, I saved my sanity. But I can imagine why it drove him insane. And also with his previous kind of liking of uppers, then that never ends well, does it? I know enough people. Don't ever, like, if you're one of these people that does cocaine on the weekend, please stop.
Do fish and chips, guys. Don't do drugs.
It's just not good for you. Everyone that I know that does it is poor. You don't have a nice time when you're doing it. You do it because you did it like last week and the week before, but you don't actually do it maybe because you want to do it. Save yourself 50 quid or 100 quid, whatever a bag of coke costs these days, and go and buy yourself a bag of weed and sit inside and trade some crypto. Yeah. That's a much better investment. I'm not saying don't do drugs. I'm just saying do the correct ones. Same with alcohol. Don't drink that nonsense. Just get rid of alcohol and stick with the green stuff, and you'll be good.
Oh, we're coming down here. We're coming down on the chart.
It's looking good, better for me now.
Look, we didn't make those. We made those high, lower highs rather. Didn't break through that 173 region. Looks like we're going to shit the bed. We're below the moving average here as well.
Breaking news: Chris Brown is back in custody. And he's been denied bail over allegations of causing GBH with intent. Again, Chris Brown beat somebody. What a surprise.
I just don't understand with Chris Brown how people ever took him back. He beat up Rihanna. Sounds like Rihanna was given as good as she was getting. But, you know, all these girls, they're very feministic, but yet he beats Rihanna up. And people are like, yeah, I like his music. I'm still going to bump it. Didn't say that about Michael Jackson. No, some people did actually.
For me, it's always been very strange how he managed to worm his way back into the public and like he's just accepted. For me, he's as good as Diddy. To be honest, he's worse than Diddy because Diddy didn't beat people. He
leverage.
He did things with sex, but I think for them, I don't fully understand what's going on with that. As long as it wasn't children, but then if the children were consenting, it still probably beats better than beating up girls. That's bad. So,
scrap that. It's not like we're on.
I mean, it depends because in the UK the age of consent is 16, but in the US it's 18. So if the girls were 16 and above, from my perspective as a British man, I don't really have any problem with it. And I think it's all just nonsense.
He was beating and abusing his ex-wife Cassie. But then they even asked her in court, they were like, he peed in your mouth and raped you, and then surely you didn't see him again. And she was like, no, I went back to him because I'd been with him for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, so his ex-wife kept going back even though she was getting beaten. And I know you can go into money control things.
Money talks. Money talks at the end of the day. So that's... Diddy was a billionaire. So... Yeah, I mean,
how did he acquire all that money though? Like,
how did he?
Yeah.
How did he acquire all that money? He owned Ciroc vodka. He sold Ciroc vodka. He owned all the record labels.
He owned like a big part of Biggie Smalls, a big part of Tupac, or was he blackmailing them?
No, I mean, even if he was, it's still business at the end of the day. I don't have a problem with blackmailing business. It's just business. People try to blackmail me on a regular basis. It's just business. Yeah. They're like, oh, I've got this leverage. I'm like, fucking do something with it. What are you gonna do?
He speaks it all on camera anyway.
Yeah, I don't care. People go like, oh, I'll dox your name. I have it on my Instagram profile.
Yeah,
I don't.
You have it
care.
on your racing car.
I just stay out of Western countries where I might get stabbed. And that's really it. There's not a lot to it. And when I do travel in Western countries, I don't travel with anything expensive. That's why I'm wearing Even in Thailand, what have I got? Chang hat, Hollister top that I had when I was like 17 years old. Flip-flops and some shorts that were bought in the sale the other day at American Eagle. But they were free, actually, because he said buy two, get one free. And I was like, I just have them.
What do you like about money then? Why do you like stacking money if you're not too materialistic? I know you're quite materialistic with your cars, but...
Not even with that.
No, true.
Why do I want more? Money is freedom. Mm-hmm. I often wonder to myself, like, what is the point in it all? Like, what the fuck are we all doing? But ultimately, money is freedom. So I like to be free. I see people shackling themselves with just like unnecessary things. I even think this often about cars, supercars. I see all the people move to Dubai, get a van, get a driver, get a Lamborghini, get an expensive apartment, do this, do that. And then suddenly look how hard they are back at work again because they just spent it all. Whereas me, sure, I got myself a nice apartment out there.
Supermarket.
Yeah, very, very good. For me, I see people just get one nice thing. You don't need 10 nice things. And for the most part, you're better off just renting everything. It's something that I have learned. I've owned a bunch of supercars. I've learned that I should just not own supercars because it's so expensive.
How much did the Lamborghini cost you?
The most expensive car ever.
And it was one of the cheaper ones, really.
Yeah, I bought it for £87,000. It was maintenance. It did £60,000 on maintenance.
What?
And then I sold it.
It's a write-off, isn't it?
Sold it for 55 grand. So totally cost me the value of the car twice.
Jesus.
I don't think of any kind of supercar or anything as a good thing. It's a really good question of why bother getting rich if money doesn't motivate you, but money does. I absolutely love money. You know what I enjoyed just now? Just now I went downstairs to pay rent on this place that we're staying at. And I went down with a fat wad of cash. And here's a brick. I love a brick. What do I like about money? I like the look of it. That's
what about the smell of it?
No, it smells horrible.
It does smell horrible. It smells like iron.
Thai money smells like shit.
It's because I hold it next to my balls.
Like literally, I had a whole stack of it that I got from Dubai. I came from Dubai, so no wonder it smelled like shit. Think about where that money's been. Like some dirty Thai money from Dubai. It's stinky. So get these folks. That's the main problem with Thailand is these at the ants.
You have to get the electric tennis racket and get them. Gaz is saying, I'd like to get enough money just not to have to worry about it all the time. The only problem is, like Biggie Smalls and Diddy said, more money, more problems.
Yeah. I can tell you the sweet spot. The sweet spot's £100,000 a year. At £100,000 a year, you've got enough money to go and do everything that you want to do and experience life. As soon as you pass £100,000 a year and you go to 200, 300, 400,000, suddenly you enter the realm of potential depression because now you've got to put that pressure on yourself all the time. Fuck off, Pete.
Yeah, jalapeno. Why are you calling?
So you've got to put that pressure on yourself all the time to make money, and that pressure is actually quite depressing. Now, in my situation, I have the pressure on me that I need to break even every month. I need to make about £50,000, probably more. Now imagine putting that pressure on yourself. That means for me to break even every year, I need to be making a minimum of £360,000 profit from what I'm doing. And then any money on top of that, say the first half of it gets used for reinvestment into stuff, and yeah, we are still going. But first half of that gets put into reinvestment, and then say that any profit past like 700, 800,000, well, that can go back into a pot. But the problem that you've got when you start building up your wealth is once you start passing that £100,000 a year, even if you've been past it for a few years, suddenly you've got an amount of money that's probably built up on the side. What do you do with that money? Now you have an extra stress. And this is where the more money, more problems things come in, because you do something with that money and then that thing doesn't work. Then you try something else and that thing doesn't work. And you try something else and that doesn't work. And then you try something that does work. So then you put more money into it and then it stops working. That's why they say more money, more problems. And it is 100% true. And the sweet spot is £100,000 a year. I mean, if you can get a job paying 300k a year, great. But the thing is, you're going to be working all the time for that. There's a lot of jobs that you can do kind of part time that do pay about 100k a year. Ask Ross. Not that he gets paid that, but he probably makes that. Probably more than that, apart from this past 6 months when he's been nuking his net worth steadily.
It's been rough since Trump got into power, but it's coming back actually.
You look at how quickly Ross made his money. He did well quickly. Coming out of the memes for 2 years in memes, he's doing really well. But then you can nuke it all in 6 months with just a bad.
It is highly volatile, yeah.
And
that's the game we play.
It is, and Ross. What I like about Ross is he's got balls that are bigger than most people that are in our community, because most people would, if they lost the amount of money that Ross has lost, they'd be very upset and unhappy and not turning up to work. But he turns up every day with a smile and he goes to work.
Don't cry in the casino.
Exactly. Get out. That's what they say. If you
yeah. I didn't listen to that part.
Yeah, I told him like
in February.
Yes. Your portfolio was worth more in February than it is now.
Yeah.
And I was like, sell, Ross, sell. He's like, no, I'll wait for it to go a bit higher. I was like, sell, sell. I said, I'll be right at some point, because the market had been chugging for a while, so I'll be right at some point.
Yeah.
And
true.
I was right.
I should have listened.
But then also the shoulda, coulda, wouldas kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can never shoulda, coulda, woulda, because if I shoulda, coulda, woulda, I'd be hanging from the nearest tree. There are so many shoulda, coulda, wouldas in my life, and so many fumbled bags. You can't get upset about it. You've just got to make sure that every time you've got a profit, you bank some of it. Make sure that you keep a rolling stack of USD that you're not too bothered about, but equally you keep growing, and be free to invest that in things that you think might do well. You've got to take advantage of opportunity when opportunity exists, but you've also got to know when the opportunity has come to an end. And that's something that I'm getting so much better at recently, is knowing when an opportunity has come to an end. I won't flog a dead horse. I won't make something last longer than it needs to last. I'll just get out when I need to get out. So yeah, on the whole, I think that just for everyone, the sweet spot, try and be making 100,000 a year, because more than that, like, you put yourself in my position. I got about nearly £3 million unallocated. I don't know what to do with it. It's an amazing problem to have, but it's also a very stressful problem, and it doesn't bring me any joy. Because despite it being a large amount of money, now I have a problem. Do I go and spend it on something? Do I invest it in something? What do I do with it? It's losing 10% a year versus inflation. It's not getting any interest on it where it's at. So what do I do with it? It's not in crypto, it's in a bag. It could be seized at any moment. You never know. If the UK just decides to go on full and like just destroy everyone in crypto, it could get seized. You'll have found this when you've made a lot of money on a coin and then you didn't take it, but you can make a lot of money on a coin. Most of you won't sell. If you're up 20x on something, please, for fuck's sake, sell. You'll all get the opportunity at some point in the next 2 years. And just remember what I'm telling you. If you've made a lump of cash, take it. A bird in the hand is two in the bush. Better to have the problem that I've got where I don't know what to do with my money versus the problem that many of people have, which is they don't have any money to know what to do with in the first place. And I'm empathetic to that situation because I've been there. Mm-hmm. But as I keep saying in the Crypto Saving Expert Discord all the time, is get a job in this industry. Mm-hmm. Go and make us some money. We're always hiring for people that'll make us money. Yep. If you want to go and bring Crypto Saving Expert a bunch of clients, I'll pay you a 50% commission on any client that you bring us. If you bring us a bunch of advertising work, I'll pay you a 20% commission on anything you bring us. There are guys out there that are full-time, unsalaried people for us that make 3, 4, 5 grand a month just doing that. And if you're earning 5 grand a month doing that, that's 60 grand a year. And now, okay, we're doing that. We're making 60 grand a year doing that. What else can I do now? I've got all my time to myself and I don't have a proper job. Or suddenly you can find a way to make 40 grand a year pretty easily in crypto.
And it's a good step into the industry as well. We've had previous writers go on to work at Coinbase, Kraken, shout out Tina.
Yeah.
It opens a lot of doors as well. And you've got to expand your network. It is slightly who you know in this industry.
It's 100%. Yeah. Like, and for us, sure, it's not a tier 1 organization. I wish it was. That was always the goal when we were starting out, and we'll get there because I believe that we can get there. You've just all got to G Ross up and watch his streams more frequently, and you've got to tell him to stay on at the end of it. After he goes, right, guys, I'm done after 20 minutes. Tell him no. Tell him stay on. You've got to do at least an hour. I've tried, and he won't do it. But it's little things like that will make the push for the difference. But we're always, even if you want to come on the stream and join in the chat, it's a great way of getting your face out there. We've got guys that volunteer the time all the time. They don't volunteer for no reason. They're volunteering to get the name out there because in the future they want to do marketing, advertising, this kind of thing. And we have such a big network for that. It's pretty easy for us to pass off work.
We had Jalapeno on the stream last week. He was actually a really good guest. Go give him a follow, guys. Web3 Jalapeno. And we also had JC on probably 2 weeks ago now as well. So yeah, if you guys are wanting to join the streams and kind of step into doing some content, getting your voice heard as well, let us know in the Discord.
Is it 7:30 now? Is it?
Yeah, it's 7:30
Is
now.
that US market open at 7:30 here, or is it 8:30?
We're 6 hours behind, so yeah, that is it's US Open.
Let me just check.
Maybe that's why it's going a little bit bullish right now. Doesn't look like it's wanting to go above that level though. Where are we at the moment? It doesn't look like Salana wants to go above 173. I'm hoping that we
it's not open.
we drop again here. One more hour, is it?
Staying on for another hour.
Oh no!
What time we're at? UK.
Okay, yeah.
UK.
Jalapeno says it's 8:30 for us. Cheers,
So
Jalapeno.
it's still 2:30 UK time is market open. That's terrible.
Mhm.
They need to change that. They need to make market open at 1:30. When does the US switch their time zones again? That'll be nice when that happens. But yeah, fire some questions in the chat, guys, or we'll wrap this up.
Get us some questions.
Um,
JC, Jalapeno, whack them down. Like and subscribe as well. I think we're on like 15 likes. Let's get that up to 20. Maybe we start full porting out of my soul wallets into some random memes.
yeah, also, Tomo, cheer the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you recently? Someone's pissed in your cornflakes, haven't they? Jesus Christ. I got angry messages off Tomo today going, what are you doing selling Bevo? I fat-fingered Bevo this morning by accident. Bought a bunch of it. I was like, fuck, I didn't mean to buy a bunch of it.
He just pretty much got out of bed.
Yeah, and then I immediately sold. I didn't look how much I was selling. I was just like, I'll sell.
Yeah.
And then I sold from a different wallet because I was like, all right, we need to level these things up. And Tomo was like, oh, you're dumping one of them. No, man, look, I've got 10K into Bevo of my own money. 10K. No one else has put 10K. What kind of moron puts 10K into Bevo? I want you guys to make money from it. Oh no, there is a moron that put 10K into Bevo. His name's Adam, and he rubbed it himself. But yeah, I got angry messages off Tomo this morning. Bloody depressed idiot. Come on, cheer the fuck up. As if I don't have free will over my own portfolio. Who the fuck do you think you are? Come on. I can sell any bag that I want to at any time. I could full dump the entire supply of chippy if I wanted to, but I've not done it because I won't do that. That's really mean. It'd also not be beneficial to me because it'd probably at that point do like a 15. Saying that, we could go with the narrative of if I rug it, right? If I rug chippy, we could go with the narrative of like doing a CTO and see if you can like run it against me with using me for like the ammunition, like bullying me on the internet and that kind of thing for rugging it, and do like a revenge pump. That would be quite funny. 1 like equals 1 prayer for Tomo. Yeah, no, Tom needs to go see a psychologist at this point. He's been miserable for ages. Sad Tom, that's what they should call him. Not Big Tom, it's Sad Tom. Big Sad Tom. Cheer up, man. Yeah, you can't be telling me what to do with my coins. In my coins, I'll do what I want with them. I have free will. That's the best part about crypto, isn't it? The freedom, the decentralizedness of it. I thought we liked that.
We got Chad in the chat saying 1 like equals 1 prayer for Tomo.
Yeah,
Tomo naming his newborn beaver.
Literally, yeah. That's the way that I think he wants to, isn't it? Baby's going to pop out soon. Is it a boy or a girl?
We're going dinner.
Beaver or Beavis? What would it be? Beavier?
Yeah, so Beavo's real name is Brandon Beavis.
Brandette. Yeah, Brandon Beavis. Yeah. No one got any questions for the chat. Come on, you don't make it easy for me.
Yeah, come on, Chad. Put some questions in.
Oh, he just wants to. What will he ask?
He'll probably ask you to go on stream.
No, he'll say, what are you going to do with your L-Bank video?
We don't talk about L-Bank. We want BLOFIN, guys.
Yeah.
The link is in the description.
Well,
Best exchange out there.
I made an L-Bank tutorial video and YouTube deleted it off YouTube. So I got community guidelines strike for that. So I guess the YouTube doesn't like L-Bank. A bit annoying, really. But
Dino's saying alts look decent on higher time frames.
we need the BLOFIN tweets on my account, Mr. Chad. Anyway, while you're here, you need the BLOFIN tweets. Schedule a bunch of them. Get back to work. Come on, what are you playing at?
Yeah, when L-Bank.
Bloody pissing around in a live stream. I'm only joking. Please keep watching. We need all the views. We don't care. I don't think. I wonder how many concurrents there are now.
Any alts that we're looking at? Well, actually, Tim G was asking me what alts he should sell earlier. I said Rose. You were quite keen to hold your Rose. You're quite keen to hold your Say.
Yeah, the Rose. One of them. Rose is one of them ones where I actually did the pre-sale on Rose. Put in 2K. They sent me 100K of tokens, full unlock on day one. The 100K went up to 300K. I exited in full, and I did like a 10x from there. I was like, damn, shouldn't have sold that one. But this is a bird in the hand versus a bird in the bush. I think it actually resumed trading at those levels in the future. So, yeah, I didn't do that badly on it initially, and now I'm back in. I think the Injective will do well. I actually don't recall seeing Injective on the spreadsheet ever. I don't recall seeing that.
What do you think about Sonic? You know, it was previously Phantom, gone to Sonic. You told me a few times that I should be interested. I know a few people from the community and also outside our community that are quite keen on Sonic. I've never really seen the hype myself. Phantom.
All right, Phantom. I like Phantom. I like that I know the team at Phantom. I believe that it's somewhat cursed by its age. I think the technology is good. But no one's actually ever made a useful application on it. I also like Knowles, but no one cares about Knowles anymore. Knowles got delisted off Binance. Phantom has been very stable at around like 50 to 60 cents, hasn't it? I don't think Phantom's a bad buy. I think if you can get Phantom around 40 cents, it's a good buy. But Phantom at 60 cents is, in a bull market, that's really appealing. And in where we are right now, it's not majorly appealing.
Let's have a look at this on the hour as well. See what we've got coming up.
FTT is pumping.
Yeah, why?
Because people. Oh, when do you buy FTT?
Yeah.
It's just.
It says Binance.
Oh wow.
Quite a few of them.
That's just their affiliate links. So. They're just getting you to sign up on the exchange. It's probably not the case. Nothing really moving.
No,
mostly red. What about on day?
The day was quite red. Oh no, it looks not too bad.
I tell you one to buy, Pulse Chain. You can see it on there. Sounds ridiculous, but Richard Hart is known for building the world's best Ponzi scheme.
And seeing as it was all one big Ponzi scheme,
seeing as so all of crypto is a Ponzi scheme, surely you should invest in a pure Ponzi scheme, like one that is undoubtedly 10 out of 10 Ponzi. I just remembered one of my old ideas. Oh, we need to do that still. Yeah.
Hugo asks, how is Thailand treating you? Yeah, it's good, apart from we can't get proper cod and haddock fish and chips for Chippy Friday. It's all sea bass. And sea bass is nice, but not when you want fish and chips. Sea bass is nice with some dauphinoise potatoes and asparagus and nice bit of lemon. We want some dirty fish and chips. It has to be cod.
Yeah, this is difficult to acquire. There is a fish and chip shop in Dubai. In fact, there's a few now. You know what there isn't in Dubai? If one of you wants to go and live there, Greg's. First person to put a Greg's in Dubai.
With pork?
No, they can never be pork, can they? Because it's they'd have to lock you in a dark room if you were selling pork. You can't sell pork there. You can only just sell it out of a little hole at the back of the shop.
You go to M&S for your pork over there, don't you?
Yeah, Waitrose.
Waitrose.
They don't even sell pork at butchers. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying?
We were talking about fish and chips in Thailand. Actually, you can get good fish and chips over in Koh Samui. I actually held one of the chippy events with the Salana Island Owl people over them. We actually had nice cod and haddock.
Greg's pasties in Dubai.
Yeah.
First person to do it. You'll be a rich man. I considered doing it myself. Can't be asked, but like, if somebody went out there, made you don't need to make Greg's. You just need a pound bakery or something like that. You just need to know how they make the pastries, and then you bang.
Or you get the frozen Cornish pasties, frozen bacon cheese turnover, the frozen sausage rolls from Iceland, which are Greg's branded. Ship them out frozen, and all you have to do is put them in the oven.
Yeah.
You can just claim they're yours then.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what they do anyway.
Yeah.
In terms of distribution. But I think that it's a good business.
You could definitely set up a Greg's in Thailand without worrying that they're going to sue you for nicking the name as well. Maybe we do that
Just
here.
call it Greg.
Yeah, just Greg. Just Greg.
Greg with the same branding.
Or you call it GR Eggs.
Yeah. I just think that's a good idea. No one's doing it. There's a few pasty shops out there, but they're all them posh twat pasty shops which sell big Cornish pasties that cost like 10 quid. Yeah. And it's like, who wants a £10 Cornish pasty? Not me. No. It's not even the best pasty. Give me a cheese and onion pasty, or a chicken bake, or a cheese and onion pasty and chicken bake, maybe a steak bake, maybe a vegan sausage roll. I do like a vegan sausage roll.
I had a sausage roll over in Bali, thinking it would be nice, but it was beef, and it just didn't hit the spot.
I fancy a pasty for tea.
I don't know. We're struggling. Well, there's loads of places with fish and chips. They're all just poor quality ones. Sausage rolls and Cornish pasties might be a stretch.
If you type in cheese and onion.
I'll type in pasty. It is coming up to 8 o'clock for us, guys. We are looking for our dinners. It is easy to order over here, though. You get food delivered for probably about 50p, if that.
It's so cheap.
No pasties that I can find. I'll type in Cornish.
Do you remember when I ordered KFC when we was in Thailand staying with Simon? And I ordered lots and lots of it because it was so cheap. We could do that again.
KFC is always good. You get the Zinger burger, 2 wings, a piece of chicken, chips, and a drink for like £3.50.
In my case, you get a bargain bucket. Every time I go to KFC, I always get a bargain bucket. Even if it's just me, I'll just have a whole bucket. But then that's why we've got weight issues, and that's why everyone calls me fat. But the thing is, at least I'm not poor. That's how I respond.
But you still eat KFC bargain buckets.
Of course, and I'm normal. The one thing that winds me up is people call me fat. And it doesn't wind me up for any other reason.
Look everyone in the chat now.
Yeah, the only thing that winds me up is I get called fat by poor people. Not by anyone else, just by poor people. It's like the only thing they can get on me is the fact that they go to the gym. Well, fuck you, man. I can go out and buy 10 Ferraris tomorrow and I'm still fat, but you're still poor. So
you used to be ginger as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's the competitive side of me speaking. In general, I am a very humble and nice person. It's just if you call me fat, I'll call you poor. So and then they get all upset. Then they get all upset and start calling me arrogant. And I'm like, I'm not being arrogant. I'm just being honest. Like, who sits on the internet and calls people that are moderately wealthy fat? What a useful waste of just bollocks. Like, you're a cretin, an absolute cretin. And I hope you choke on your own sick if you say stuff like that to people on the internet, because it's not nice to say stuff to people like that, especially if they're already trying to address it. Like, I eat healthily 99% of the time. It's just when I don't eat healthy, I eat like a pig. So Yeah.
We've got Jalapeno saying, who goes to Greg's and gets a vegan sausage roll?
I like a vegan.
You prefer the vegan ones?
No, I don't prefer it. I just do it because I feel like I'm saving an animal.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, it tastes exactly the same, and also it's more like mush, to be honest. You can put your teeth like that, and you can chew it, and it'd still be fine. It's just mush.
We've got JC saying, what about when they're ripped and rich?
Yeah, well,
what have you got to say to them?
If they're ripped and rich, congratulations, you've cracked it, but your life's incredibly boring and you probably don't have a lot of fun in it. And if you do have a lot of fun, it probably consists of going out to clubs, telling people how ripped and rich you are. Because the only reason to be ripped in the first place is to tell other people how ripped and how much you enjoy the gym, you like and stuff. At the end of the day, I hate the gym. I hate exercise. I like pizza. I like beer.
And you like trading behind a computer.
And I like trading and sitting down behind a computer. So I'll never be that ripped. I enjoy racing cars. The only reason for me to get fit is so that I can get behind a car without like dying. Dying in a literal sense of if you're in a crash, you need muscles to hold your body together. Because if you don't have that, but it's not like I'm unfit. It's just that I have a round head. So having been cursed with a round head, I used to think my nose is perfect.
We should do that looks maxing on a live stream. I saw Mashtag, Carl Anderson, they did it, and Mashtag got like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, to be honest, that kind of thing would be fun. I mean, if we're all living in Thailand this year and we're going to make some videos and stuff, we've got the opportunity to turn this into more fun, more mainstreamy content, because this kind of thing like is viewable by anybody. It doesn't just have to be crypto related. We could make a second channel. And
although we are back in a profit on the trade.
Yes.
That range does look very tight. What do you think is going to happen? It's surely got to break out at some point. This range here has been super tight. Look at that. It doesn't want to go much above 173. And then it's not going anything below 172.3.
That chart looks very differently to this chart. This ETH chart is not looking quite as good at the moment.
Yeah, ETH's looking a bit forward. Solana's holding up slightly. We've got Kills of the Week saying he's coming to Thailand. Good, we'll see you there, my friend. Also over in November, there should be DevCon again. It was really good this year, so good event to go to if you're out and about.
I would also like to address about Thailand. We see this all the time. Come in summertime. Don't come in wintertime. You come in summertime, lovely and quiet. Everything's chill, nice vibes. You go in wintertime, it's people escaping Western countries for summer sun. A lot busier, a lot more traffic, a lot warmer, a lot less rain. But the thing is, in Thailand, it's 30 degrees outside. A bit of rain is nice every now and again. Cools it down, keeps it normal. So if you come in here to work, best season to work in Thailand is rainy season. Worst season to work in Thailand, sunny season, because it's too fucking hot. And you have to pay your own aircon at the end of the day. Everywhere you stay here, they always meter the electricity, unless it's at a hotel. But also prices to stay in Thailand at this time of year, they're half the price of what they are in winter. And flights to Thailand at this time of year are half the price of what they are in winter. So you should come in when it's, because we've got, it rains all day. It doesn't rain all day. It rained for like an hour this morning, if you look on my Instagram. And I posted a video of it raining, and then 5 minutes later, I posted a video of it being sunny again. And it just cools it down. And it's nice.
You can get super cheap flights as well. When I first started out 3-4 years ago, going full time into crypto, I would always look for cheap flights. And I remember one time I was trying to get out to Thailand, and I looked at flights, and I think it was like £650 direct. And then I had a little browse around, looked at, if I can fly here, then fly there. I found that if I flew to Turkey, Istanbul, I could get there for £80, an £80 flight. And then from there, I could fly for £220 to Phuket. So that money I saved, I just spent on a week in Istanbul and had a good time there. So there's lots of ways, even if you don't want to spend, the £700 on flights out, you can position yourself to, go to Istanbul for a bit and then go on from there. So always have a look at different flight deals. I wouldn't recommend doing the ones where you don't stay, you just have a layover for too long at the airport. That's no fun, and it's a waste of time, to be honest. If you're someone that can work just on your laptop on a random seat somewhere, perhaps you don't mind so much and you can save some money doing it. But
have you told them about your experiences in Bali recently?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I told a lot of the people listening. I was in Bali, had my cash stolen out of the room, had the shits. Bali for me, I I can see the attract and the appeal of Bali to a lot of people. I know a lot of crypto entrepreneurs go out there as well. But for me, it just feels like one big city. It's dirty, too many people, and you can't trust them as much as you can trust the lovely Thai people.
The best thing about Thailand is they're Buddhists. So with them being Buddhists, they believe in karma.
Yeah.
And so they don't do bad things, and they will, like, you try and tip them, and then, like, you've got a guy, like, but this is the difference, right? Mr. Dubai, right? Mr. Indian turns up on my doorstep delivering my food, and he won't leave my doorstep until I've given him a tip on the app. Like, he just goes, tip me. He won't hand over the food until I've tipped him.
Yeah.
And this has happened to me, is it? These days, I answer the door in my underpants. I think I've addressed this already. In Dubai, I always literally, it's just, all right, it's time to answer the door. I'll drop my pants.
Yeah.
And I'll go and answer the door in my underpants, because then they leave quickly. But in Thailand, you try and tip them and they refuse it. They won't take it. I tried to tip someone I always tip cleaners as well out here, because you don't want them tea leafing anything. So I always tip cleaners. That's just a tip for when you are in any kind of Southeast Asian place. Tip the cleaners. Always tip the cleaners.
Yeah, maybe that was my mistake.
Yeah, didn't tip the cleaners. Always tip the cleaners.
But yeah, Hugo's asking Bali or Thailand. I think Bali, if you like working from co-working spots, going out for a nice cafe, having a nice selection of really good gyms, and also chasing the girls. Bali is like 80% girls. So if that's what you're looking for, I find a lot of crypto entrepreneurs go to Bali. They say they're going to lock in and do all of this, but actually they're just chasing skirt and going to the gym. Lifestyle can be very good in Bali, but most crypto entrepreneurs that live in Bali, they do a few hours work, they go to the gym and then go to the bar after. Don't get me wrong, crypto entrepreneurs in Thailand can also get caught up in chasing normally local girls and going out partying, etc. But for me, it's a lot easier place to lock in. And actually, I find there's less distractions.
I think the Thai people are nice.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for Indonesia, but I know that I'm very fussy. I'm incredibly fussy when it comes to my standards for what I like. And for some reason, Thailand, despite being a country that struggles with poverty, I quite like. And I think it's because it struggles with poverty, but it's happy poverty. It's like the people are happy and poor. They're not like people in England that when they get poor, they start doing crack. They're just quite happy. It's a different way of life out here, very different to anywhere that I've ever been. It's a bit more slow-paced and chill, which it's just a really nice place, and the people are all nice. And even if they're poor, they're nice. And the only thing is, you don't flash cash. You never flash cash.
You don't want to be a big fish in a small pond here, especially on the islands.
Yeah,
you want to go under the radar.
And if you ever do encounter any trouble, at first sight of trouble, you should leave. But the main thing is, you don't flash cash. You don't dress like money. You don't wear nice clothes.
You wear Chang hats.
You wear Chang, like this hat here. This was £2, and even then I got ripped off. I could have bartered it down a little bit. I just paid what she were asking. Sometimes I find myself in Thailand. You got to bear in mind, like, I am very rich, and so I don't mean to say that in an asshole way, but it's true. I find myself arguing with bartering over 40p. And I've done this several times because like the difference in price between what I want to pay and what they want me to pay is 20 baht. Now 20 baht is 40p. And sometimes I'll find myself arguing over 40p, and I love that. I love that I'm being such a petty asshole. And then always, even if they relent and they accept my price, I'll still just pay them what they asked for because it's 40p. It's just for the fun of it. Why not just have an argument?
Seeing how low you can get them down.
Yeah.
You're sharpening and refining your negotiation skills. It's an important skill in life.
Well, I've been negotiating some things out here for a while, and we're 2 months into negotiations, and still, I always just tell people, just give me what I ask for, and then we'll make a deal. In Dubai, they won't give you a penny off anything. No one wants to give you any kind of discount at all. You can get discounts in Dubai. If you go into a shop, I do this quite regularly. If you go into a shop in Dubai and you're like buying a bunch of stuff for like setting up your house or whatever, pick it all up, put it in a thing. You take it to the till, scan it all, and you go, oh, that sounds a bit much, does that? And then you just go, I don't really want any of it. And then they've got to put it all back on the shelf, you see. And they go, okay, well, what sounds like a fair price? And I always go for 20% less. And sometimes you can get 15, 20% off the price just by stacking up a basket, taking it to a till, and going, oh, that's expensive, is that? Because there's so much margin built into product in Dubai, they'll knock it off for you at the till. And if you go in and you ask for one thing and you end up buying 4 things, again, you should be asking for at least 25% discount.
You should never get complacent, no matter how much money you make. I come from a bit more. I come from a backpacker background. I was traveling, going to a lot of these places, and I had to negotiate. I had a set amount of funds, and I wanted to stay for so many months at a time. And you do have to negotiate because even as a backpacker, they still take the piss and try to get one over on you, whether that be taxi drivers in Vietnam, taxi drivers in Brazil as well. They tried to sting me. I've seen all the classic tricks where they swap the notes in their hand, say, "Oh, you've only given me 2,000 rather than the 5,000 note." All of these little tricks you have to be wary of, and it's something that you can't get complacent with while you make more money. And it's something that there has been times where I don't barter down as much because the financial burden isn't as much as it once was. But it's something that you do have to remind yourself. And like Jordan said, keep refining those negotiation skills because they help you everywhere. We've got JC asking, do you guys ever use Travala for travel? I personally end up not using Travala as much. I like the discounts I get on booking.com and trip.com.
For me, I use Expedia because the referral program thing or whatever it is, we spend every year on. Oh, sorry. We spend you've got to tread on my foot. There we go. Thing, if you'd ever tread on someone's foot, you should have them immediately tread back on your foot to undo it.
Maybe. Oh, that's why my trade's in a profit now.
Yeah, you need all the luck you can get. But Travala, no. Expedia has got the best thing. Every year I'm spending at least 6 figures on booking places. Just the thing is for me as well, I don't just book for me. I book for staff. I book for all that kind of thing. I'd guess in the past year I spent 400k on Expedia. Now if you're going to be spending so much money, you need a good rewards program because you can get 25% of it back. So every time I go and book something, generally there's 3-4 grand in points in my account, and I can spend those points if I'm running low on money or whatever, or I've not paid off Amex or something because I book everything through Amex for the air miles. But that's shit. It doesn't work for me. Everyone says, "Oh, use Amex, you get good air miles." I use Amex, it's shite. But
what about Avios as well? We've got Pino saying he's biggest bag holder of Avios. He was actually on me. I got my first Amex a year ago, and he straight away sent me another referral saying you need to get the gold card. He actually did really well out of it. He came to ETH Denver. I think he got business class flights over to there because of Avios, and then I think even the hotel might have been on a discount as well. So I know Jalapeno is definitely plugging Avios and Amex and all of that. Do you use credit cards much? What was the credit card? Oh, Connect Financial. Did you ever get into that? Which was crypto credit card. It was interesting, but I don't know where they're at right now. I think they failed.
I use traditional credit in the same way that everyone else does. I have an Amex. It has a £17,000 limit on it, which is really annoying because I hit it every month, about 5 or 6 days in every month. It's terrible. But we try and spend money on the Amex because the Amex generates points, and then points mean prizes. But that's what I do. And the reason we have a cap at 17k is because I've asked for more and they won't give it. So even though I could realistically should have more, but it's because I don't have much of a financial footprint in England anymore.
It is ridiculous though, because even unemployed people in the UK, they can get 12k straight away like that on Amex.
Yeah.
I know this because a friend told me who's unemployed, and he got an Amex card. So yeah, it was 12k, which is 12k limit, which is crazy. And then you go to the other banks, HSBC will give you 5-7k. Go to Barclays, the same. So I think having credit at your disposal is always important. I'm not saying buy the dip with that credit, but you never know if the world's ending and you want a quick 1 week party with all the money on credit. Go for it.
Yeah, credit's an interesting one. You've got to be careful with it.
Mm-hmm.
Even for me, like, it pisses me off having to pay off 17 grand every month.
Yeah.
Even if I fill it up quickly and we don't pay it off till the end, like, it is really annoying having to like take 17 grand out of crypto every month to pay it off. And I've had to do it so many times because I just say yes to everything. Someone wants something, just tell me it's fine, whatever. And then you end up, but also that's not how you get rich, that's how you go poor. And something that I would recommend to everyone is something that I don't do so much of these days is saving. Honestly, the power in wealth is saving.
We're nuking now on the chart though.
Yeah,
we're almost 10% in a profit here, guys. I've got my take profit at around $500 profit, so hopefully we get that. That would take us to $5,000 on this account.
I think we should be streaming this through OBS. Not now, obviously.
Yeah, switch to OBS now.
But the reason for that is I think YouTube is punishing the stream. Oh, we need
I don't know, it's got quite a few likes. We get most of our views through Twitter. But yeah, trying to grow the YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed,
there's 15 people watching on YouTube.
We've got John Brown saying Thailand is on my list of places to sail to. John, where are you sailing from? Are you based in Australia, if I remember correctly? That would be an awesome sail, man. And if you are ever in Thailand, I'm looking to get some more deckhand experience because that is also my dream. TMG wants to buy a motorboat. I want to buy a sailing boat. I want to set it all up with solar panels, have it all off grid. Starlink on there, and then just go off grid, sail around the world, have some DeFi staking, and just have a big bag of Bitcoin and don't have to worry. That is the dream.
Well, my plan is move to Thailand, buy a boat, and then go sailing around. I also want to set up a weed farm out here. I think
a broccoli farm.
It should be such a good pastime. You got to remember at school I was a nerd. So when I was in the younger school, primary school, I was in gardening club. I always loved growing plants. I just think that these ones might yield a little bit more margin than traditional ones. So rather than because I've looked at doing a florist and stuff like that. And to be fair, if you want a good business to do in England, florists and a funeral directors, boom, sorted. You know how much money's in
florists over here though? Like in Bali, there was a luckily for my girl, there was a florist on the way to hers, and you'd get a bouquet of flowers. It would cost like £2-3. They think you're splashing out large, and you've actually only bought them the price of a coffee. And definitely, if Hugo, you're saying go to Bali, make sure you buy all your girlfriend's flowers over there. You won't break the bank, and you'll be in their good books, mate.
It's for sure that's a good idea.
We've got crypto is life here saying Philippines is probably the happiest poverty country I see people living in slums and poor conditions and happier than anyone I know. I hear like Philippines is beautiful. I've never actually been myself. It's on the list, but for me it's somewhere there's a lot of island I haven't been to Philippines.
Bali?
No, that's Indonesia.
Oh,
Philippines is to the east of Vietnam.
Okay.
And but yeah, it looks beautiful. I know a lot of people that have been over there. Even the dev from Alex the Parrot, he lives over in the Philippines. I do hear crime can be quite bad in the Philippines, though. It's that Spanish aggression that they brought over.
My main thing with any location is crime. In Thailand, even if I lived here, I'd go and get myself 24/7 security, just because it doesn't cost so much to get 24/7 security out here. You just need to pay them a decent salary, so it's going to be 20 grand a year, something like that. But you can get it. To be honest, that's probably way more than what it would actually cost. It probably cost you like £300 a month if you wanted to go with the basic security. But the basic security just tells someone, oh, there's a guy in there.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you did say 1 in 6 people have guns in Thailand, so I'm sure some of the security do.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Lot Pros asking, did he miss the book reading? We still have the book right here. Maybe we could pull out another chapter. Guys, in the comments, let us know a page number we should go to, and it's guaranteed going to be a banger page. Every page in BitBoy's book is a banger.
Yeah, so we're going to be reading from this book, which is the BitBoy Effect. It's BitBoy's when he took a bunch of meth and went into the desert and wrote this on ChatGPT for 4 days, but it is literally the best book ever.
So, Martini, is it hard to find true love for you when you're famous and rich?
I mean, I already have had a girlfriend since before I was rich. I've had the same girlfriend. I've only ever had one girlfriend, and I had when I was 16, and now I'm 28. So I've had the same girlfriend for 12 years. So I've never found it an issue. I think
When you getting married?
no,
I'd throw that on you.
I get asked this regularly, but I need to be settled. For me, to get married, you need to want a child, of which I don't want. So I need time to enjoy my life before.
And now I'm third wheeling.
Yeah, literally. Need time to enjoy my life.
Kills of the week is saying just have kids, bud. Don't sell anywhere. I'll bring the kids on board. They can catch the tuna.
I remember what to say. No one's recommended a page number.
Yeah, go onto a page. Give us a page number,
I'll
guys.
just do a page if no one wants to recommend a page because you're all not bothering to type anything.
Can we tokenize death?
And, I want to find something that's particularly upsetting because it's always
Jalapeno saying you have a child already sat next to you. I'm actually a day older than TMG.
Yeah, just one day.
One day, yeah.
So if you know his birthday, you know mine. I can't be asked reading any more from the book.
Oh wait, we have got some pages, 30 or 42. Let's do 42. It's
Okay.
420 almost.
Okay. Bloody hell, a lot of text on them ones.
Oh, Salana's bouncing again though.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but you'll have to wait for my video. You can rewind it. If you go about 1 hour into today's stream, you can watch it. It's quite funny. Whenever I joined, we did some excerpts from the book. Actually, it's the second section after that. But to be fair, what we should get done is get Issa to clip that and then post it as a separate video.
Yeah,
the Diaries of BitBoy. I bet you he does well.
Yeah. We'll tag Bit. Who is managing BitBoy's account right now? Is there anyone managing it, or is it just left
Perhaps
in
we
the dust?
don't tag. I will do it with more tags.
Yeah.
We won't be tagging them in the ones that don't have tags and just bully it. Because I'm not out to bully or berate BitBoy.
We like BitBoy, really.
He's a nice guy. He's just having some problems. It's quite sad, really, what's going on with it. So, but it's also highly entertaining, and he is an entertainer. So you should be expecting nothing less. But yeah, we can probably wrap things up now. I've been doing 3 hours.
What's your thoughts on my trade here? Shall I close that? Well, I can't close. Well, I could close it now, but it would just be break even.
Yeah.
We were about $200.
Well, if you close it on
on a limit.
The
won't
fees
be so
will be
bad.
less. So we'll be there. Yeah, fees will be less, and you walk out with an $8 profit or whatever.
Yeah.
I would suggest that the correct move today is probably going to be to short. I think I wouldn't be holding short if I didn't think I was going to be correct. But it depends if you can bother to keep looking at it.
I'm going to keep it open, but I will put my stop loss probably around that 173.5 mark.
It all depends on if you can be asked to look at it. I sometimes just close trades because I can't bother to look at them anymore. And I am borderline doing that. That's the main problem with Thailand is the bulk of the trading day is like everyone else's bedtime and morning. And only the exciting stuff happens in... Saying that, we could stay on for 22 more minutes and do the US market open. I might have torched the stream right now by saying that we'll leave. The one thing that I would say is we do need to order some food. So,
Let's get on that.
Let's make some decisions about food. Let's do it. There's still people watching. It's actually growing on YouTube. So we'll stick around.
Slap a like on the video, guys.
I'm gonna
longest stream of my life. We're at 3 hours and 3 minutes now.
You don't want to quit because boss is here, so
normally I'd sack it off.
Yeah, we'll throw in the towel.
Yeah.
You can throw in the towel. I'll just sit here instead. But I need to order some food. So what are we gonna get? What are we fancying?
I saw this question earlier, so we better answer it.
What is it?
Martini, are you doing on-chain plays and meme coin gem hunting since the market as well? We have Plop.
Plop, yeah.
Plop is coming. Let's pull Plop up. Where is it? Over here.
What's Showerbot?
Showerbot?
Oh, it's Shawarma.
Oh. So yeah, guys, this is Plop. The pre-sale is open. I'm going to be putting everything. I wasn't even showing it on screen. Apologies. Let me just pull that up. There we go. So crypto is live. Plop coin You can see it's the blockcoin.com. We've got a proper marketing team on this. They've created it all. They're also going to be doing the advertising and all of that. They've got lots of experience. Jordan's worked with them before and other things. So yeah, it should be cool. We took a lot of inspiration from the token FAT, the fat N word. You might have seen it on Instagram. I don't have the balls to say it on live, but yeah, check it out. We haven't actually released what the tokenomics and everything will be. We're still tweaking with it, playing with it, looking at some different examples as well. But I think we've kind of established it's going to be a low liquidity, high market cap kind of play.
Hopefully it becomes a high liquidity, high market.
Yes,
cap
yeah,
play.
yeah.
The goal is to get it listed on a centralized exchange at like a 100 million valuation, because it means that everyone from pre-sale makes a fucking fortune. So the goal for us is to get it listed at a crazy valuation, because then it'll be liquid at that valuation and everyone will make a lot of money. So it's a different play to normal. There you go. Should have closed it, but
Yeah.
We'll still see. I still think it'll come down.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will.
I want to make a decision anyway. What we ordering for food? Genre. You don't have to do the same as me, but if you want me to pay for it, then
yeah. Yeah, I'm easy. We had some tacos last night. Fish and chips look pretty bad over here.
All right, in that case, I'm going to give you a choice: Thai, KFC, Italian.
Ooh, I could do Thai. I could do some crispy pork again. KFC, bargain bucket, or Italian.
Oh, I can do what I always do and just order from all three and then decide when it gets here.
When we were in East Denver, I got back to the Airbnb. Jordan had this one here. Jordan had ordered about $200 to $300 worth of food and fallen asleep.
It was more than 200. It was about $500 worth of food. And then I got too indulged in the Denver local nightlife, and I fell asleep. And the guy left it outside the door, and there was when Ross got home, there was like
lobsters, crab,
two lobsters, a bunch of crab,
fish and chips, pies,
like 2 portions of fish and chips, a bunch of pies. Honestly, I woke up in the morning, so I was sick, and then I just didn't have time to eat anything. Then we had to leave. And then the guy, but he left us a negative Airbnb review.
Yeah,
I was like, "Come on, you dick."
He was a no.
So you like crispy pork?
Yeah.
Let me think of which one was crispy pork. That's where we get cack brow from, isn't it? Go on, do you want to find that place? That's a healthy option. Should eat local food. Local food for local people. Can get KFC anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't even mind like a Massa Man or something as well.
Well, I'll have a look if there's anyone that sells it. I know that stuff. So, yeah. Are you doing any on-chain plays? No. We can talk a little bit about my my current plays. Plop aside, Chippy aside, what have we got going on in the world of me? The biggest play is probably Say. It was Move, but it's probably Say. Move is down. I've sold off a bunch of my PAL. I don't like the way that the team held.
No, didn't tell me that.
I only sold it yesterday.
Oh, damn. How did you affect the price?
No, I just limit ordered it on Bybit and it got sold at 17.5 cents.
Holding a 15k. Well, it's not 15k now, but 15k now.
I mean, it's actually pretty close. It should be like 11 or 12. That's why I got out. I'm like, it's close to entry.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, it could go up another 30%, and sure, I'd have the profit at that stage, but you can guarantee that I won't get told off for selling or dumping a $200,000 bag of PAL when the price is below what I paid for it. Unless Tomo sees it, and then he'll fucking piss in his own cornflakes. Come on, Tomo. Cheer up. Everyone go and bully Tom in the Chippy group and call him fat.
That's good. That would push him over the edge.
Yeah. I don't know what to add to that, really. What's this phone case?
That was actually from Denver. So it was a company called Puffball, and they were doing on-chain data for vapes.
Yeah.
So the more you puff, the more rewards you get.
That's what we need. That's
Yeah,
exactly what
we need to pay kids who are vaping with crypto to vape more.
It's just funny. That's also why I think this market's cooked. I think that you should just call himself Tom's Empic. That's what you should go on.
I want to go for a beef massa man.
Beef massa man.
And
Do they have a pork massa man?
No, they had a chicken and a beef.
I got chicken.
You want chicken massa man? I had that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if this one comes with rice, so
just order a bunch.
yeah.
I just go through the menu and just pick anything that looks nice. Because over here, every time you go in England, you want a Thai meal, 14 quid for a main dish, maybe £7 or £8 for a starter. Over here, a main dish is maybe £1.60, and a starter maybe is like £1 or less.
You can get pork curry, but just not massa man.
Okay.
There's like pork and coconut, crispy pork belly, and curry paste. That's a nice one.
I'll just have a scroll through them.
Yeah, I might get noodle.
Pick whatever you want.
Very good. Stir fried yellow noodles. That might be nice. Or sukiyaki.
It's also much nicer is Thai food in Thailand. In England, Thai food is like not the one. I don't rate Thai food in England. It's not so great.
No.
What's in this jar?
Alien Labs. It's that one I picked up earlier. Lemon Fuel OG across Gelato 41.
This is Ross's, not mine.
It's all legal in Thailand, guys. It's got to that stage on the show.
We're 3 hours in now.
Yeah. If you're watching us, you know us well enough by now, anyway.
There's only 13 minutes to go now till the US Open. We're just waiting for that. If you're wondering what we're waiting for, we're waiting for the US Open, and then we'll see. Is that the right one?
Right, I've done mine. I've done
that one. There.
Yeah, we can do that one. I think this one's probably better. That one.
Right.
I forgot about US Open as well. What if we pump on US Open?
Then you'll lose money. You hit your stop loss.
I haven't even put a stop loss in yet. Let's think about where
don't bother, just watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a long menu.
Yeah, it's quite. That's the other thing. You don't ever go to a Thai restaurant and they say, "Oh, we don't have that."
Yeah.
You go to a fish and chip shop in England. Sorry, run out of fish.
Yeah. They don't. They always have it, even if it's in someone else's freezer next door.
Yeah.
And the worrying thing is the quantity of meals that you can order at a tiny shack at the beach. Where are they storing all this food?
Yeah.
Where are they getting it all from? And what conditions is that food being stored in? And that's why you end up with Valley Belly.
Yeah. Well, saying that, I've been in Thailand on and off for like 3-4 years, and even before that, I was traveling here when I was 21 for a while as well. I've only ever been sick once, and that was because I ate a random sausage on the side of the road. You can clip that up and pun that if you want to, but we've got Stockle Coin. Stockle Coin, you need to let me know how we actually pronounce your name, because I feel like I'm butchering it every time. Let me know the pronunciation.
Oh, shall I get fried frog with garlic on rice?
You do like your frogs.
I like frog.
You could trick
I'm gonna
trick
get
your
that.
girlfriend as well.
I'm gonna get fried frog.
Crypto is live says, do you guys trade on weekends? Yes. Sunday night is always pretty good for trading. I know Block Pro, if he's still in the chat, he loves a good Sunday night trade as well. Yeah, weekends make no difference. We don't often do streams and like work and take calls on the weekend, so it actually gives us a bit more time to trade.
Thai.
Don't eat random sausage. Yeah, I agree. Don't eat random Thai sausage.
What's yellow noodles? Are they Chinese noodles?
Yeah, like egg noodles.
Different than egg noodles, or just egg noodles?
Stockvel coin. Okay, perfect. Guys, slap a like on the video. 3 hours and 15 minutes already. This did start off as a stream with Jake from Magnet Grove. Yeah, it was a good fun stream as well. Jake's a good friend of mine, making some good content, helping out the industry as well. He's trying to get on Forbes under 30. He's got a few more years. Was that ever a goal of yours, Jordan?
No, because it doesn't matter ultimately. It's just measuring your dick against the size of other people's dicks. But ultimately, I know that my dick's bigger anyway, so it's fine. It's like don't get it. For me, I just can't be arsed with that shit. Look, I made a bunch of money. I'm rich. It's fine. And that's the mentality that I have just had to give myself, because without it, you become very fragile, always wanting to care what other people think. But ultimately, I don't care. You've just got to. People tell me their opinion. I don't give a fuck. I have to benefit me at the end of the day. I kind of never do. You can never please everyone. That's really the phrase that I'm looking for. And you know how difficult it is to please a community of thousands of people. You're always going to end up with people that don't like you and think and criticize you. But the thing is, in real life, that doesn't happen, because the people leave you alone, and everyone's generally all right in real life. But you're making me, not doing me a favor here by fucking off while I'm trying to order food while doing a stream.
I've got to put the battery. We've run out of all the battery packs. I've got to put another battery pack on charge.
What do I go for anyway? Shall I go for? Shall we try?
You should order the frogs for the chat, and then I guess we're not going to be streaming while we're eating. So.
No, I'm not streaming and eating, but I'll get more fried frog with garlic pepper. I like frog; it's good, but it's also so sad actually when you think about it, because I also like frogs. What's Penang curry?
Penang curry, that's nice. It's a bit like a red curry, a little bit spicy, but it's a good one.
I'll get with pork.
Put in the chat what's your favorite Thai food, guys. If I see green curry, you're getting banned. Because green curry, you don't like Thai people. They don't really eat much green curry. It's a bit of a Western thing, I found. And over here, the green curries are spicy, really spicy. Whereas you get them in the West and Europe, they're normally like the mellow one.
This is just a fucking random shit I'm putting in here.
We've got Pratik in the chat is asking, are you still bullish on DOT? No, I sold all my DOT.
How do I... Is there an option on this menu that will be, you know, like the pork that I had on day one, where it's just like pork with a nice sauce and plain rice? Is that existing on here?
Maybe in the stir-fried section.
I just want like pork that's cooked with like a not like in like loads of curry sauce, just like, you know, like that sweet, nice Thai flavored sauce. That's really what I want. Yeah, DOP disappointing is really what it has been. Don't eat random sausage. I'm sure that we should not eat random sausage.
Stockful Coin saying pad thai is insane. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Another noodle dish though is the sukiyaki one. Try that. It comes in a gravy sometimes. That one's good.
Yeah.
Stir-fried pork with bell pepper might be similar. Sweet and sour. Fried pork with garlic.
Yeah, I get that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my favorite Thai dish, and if you see it anywhere in the West, is pad krapao. So I like it with mook grob, which is crispy pork. You can see I've been practicing my Thai. But you can have it, how the locals have it, they often have minced chicken or minced pork. And it's just basil leaves, chili, garlic, on top of rice, and then a fried egg, a kai dao. So you go, I like the crispy pork one, so it's pad krapao, mook grob, kai dao. And then you can ask for it very spicy. Spicy in Thai is ped. So if you want to say very spicy, you go mak ped. No, mak ped, which means very, very spicy. So I've got a few Thai words. If you want a little bit, nik noi. I'm trying to think of some more Thai words here. Obviously, you got your kopang krap, sawadee krap.
Yes. Stir-fried pork with garlic. There we go. Fried pork ribs with garlic. That sounds good. Sun-dried pork. That doesn't sound.
Yeah, that's like dried. They have it as a bit of a bar snack. It's actually quite nice sometimes.
Sun-dried.
Yeah,
just leave some pork.
Just put it out in the.
Just put like a piece of pork in the sun and just leave it all in there. You go. That's cool.
You've got my nose going ever since you cracked that jar open. It's like a shark to blood. You open one of those jars, I'm like, geez, time, let's end the stream. Or maybe we just smoke on stream.
You can do. I can't, but you can.
Get yourself a boss, guys, where he lets you smoke on stream.
I'm not fussed. Right. What else should I get and add to this? Oh, they have lots of things. So we could get fried chicken tender,
That's like the carriage bits.
tempura, sun-dried pork, fried pork.
Spring rolls, they bang in Thailand. I know that's a classic. Everyone knows spring rolls, but they actually do bang over here as well.
Shall we try fried soft-shelled crab with garlic? That might be nice.
Yeah, Stockpool Coin is actually launching. Let me see if I can pull up the website. Stockpool Coin's a good CSE member. Happy to support his projects. If you are from our community, we will help support. Let me pull up the website. I'll show you guys. Not financial advice. The guys have run a few projects in the past, done some cool bits. Let me pull up their website for you.
I got a chicken last night. Yeah? We've got the beef.
Yeah, and then I've got some noodles and rice.
Baked and lots of.
But here you guys go. They've made a pink wiener, too juicy to fail. The internet's favorite wiener. You can buy on Pump Fund. They've even got a timer. Actually, looks professional. Well done, Stockpool Coin. I know. I think Web3 Jack and a few of the other team are working on that as well. No utility, all meat. The juiciest meme coin. Pink wiener to the moon. So yeah, no utility, all meat, 100% community owned, bigger than Doge probably, fair launch on Pump Farm. Pink wiener isn't just a meme coin, it's a lifestyle. Have a look at, if we go over to Dex Screener, guys, there's a new, I actually was speaking to the Dex Screener team, the Helio team, the Moonit team. So they were previously Moonshot, but now it is Moonit. Let me just pull this up. Let me share my screen. Where can I find it? Where is Moonit on here? Okay, let me pull up another one and I'll find it.
This looks like a mega order, but
yeah.
But I feel like it's not because it's £40.
Easy, yeah.
So I'm gonna order.
If you ordered a Chinese back at home like that, it would be a big John order. It would be like 200-300 quid. But yeah, guys, this is Moonit. So I think it was previously Moonshot. They actually do this thing. If we click on how does it work, they do a classic or flat bonding curve. If you want to know how the flat bonding curve works, let's just pull up the FAQ here. So the flat bonding curve is super interesting. So basically, with the flat bonding curve, until it bonds, you all buy at the same price. So kind of like a pre-sale in a way. Super interesting. So look, you can see here, flat curve, set your own graduation liquidity threshold. Everyone trades at the same price until the threshold is reached. Launchers can choose to receive their creator allocation up to 30% via Jupiter lock at graduation, vesting over 12 months. So this means that the team can actually get 30% of their token, but it will be vested. So you're not going to get the devs just cheating on launch as well. And everyone buys at the same price before it graduates.
Can the dev set that to 99%?
No, I don't. Well, actually,
it's a serious question.
We know the team, so maybe we can. We're good friends with the team at Helio and Dex Screener. So
it might be a good way of doing the pre-sale launch.
Mm-hmm. And it's all through Meteora. You can see here, LP tokens are permanently locked. Important trading fees are earned. 50% in the token, 50% in Salana.
The reason I ask is because it stops snipers completely. If you
it does,
99% of the supply, you can't snipe it.
Yeah.
So, hairy ballbag, Greek food's awesome. It is until you need to go to the toilet in Greece, and then Greek food's not so awesome. And the reason for that is not really because of food poisoning, but they don't have any aircon in Greece. It is so bad. I spent some time in Greece. No one has aircon. Why has they not discovered aircon there yet? They just, you go to the toilet.
Electricity's too expensive.
Literally, they're all fucking the poor bastards that can't afford any electricity. Just turn on bloody aircon. There was one place where I went to Greece for a couple of years in a row. Used to go to what's it called, Elunda, in a really nice fishing town. It's worth a trip this summer if you don't know, like cheap holidays and that. Elunda. In Greece, it's on Crete, I think, or one of the islands. I can't remember which island it was. I don't think it is Crete. I don't think I've been to Crete.
I've been to Crete.
It's one of the islands. I can't remember. The town's called Elunda anyway. Mm-hmm. beautiful town, super cheap, got great alcohol that's made like in Guy's garage kind of thing. Really nice place, but there's no aircon. But I'd still go back again. Really good place. I like Greece. Nice. But the thing is, Greece is like forgotten in like the days of. I guess it's a package holiday destination, and as package holidays are not what they used to be and are dying out, Greece is more of like one of them places where if you both you and your wife, you earn 30 grand a year and you book up package holidays on summer for kids' holidays, you might consider open. Greece. It is market open.
Let's have a look how we're playing now.
We're going down so far.
That's good. Good to see.
But normally the wild wacky games start pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Greece is a lovely place. It's a shame that it's not the tourism department of Greece doesn't do a very good job of promoting it, because they should be focusing on the whole nomad thing and tax-free and everything. Because the thing is, first European country to make a nice tax-free for nomad situation going on there will be massive. Now you can do it in Cyprus, but you've also got to be in Cyprus, of which it's growing in Cyprus for sure. It's getting better, but
I wouldn't mind being a nomadic in Cyprus. I'm not sure what side I go on, Turkish or Greek side. We've also got Crypto is Live asking, what's the best city in Thailand to chill and trade? I think if you've recently gone full time into crypto and you're not wanting to splurge, you're just wanting to lock in, I would recommend Chiang Mai. If you're a city person, you can go to Bangkok, but Bangkok is a huge city. Don't get me wrong, there's lots to do there, but you're going to be stuck in traffic quite a lot. There is the metro, you can get the bike taxis around, which saves a bit of time. But Bangkok's going to be a bit harder for you to kind of make those connections, make friends, because it is such a big city. You can get the lovely apartments, but they're quite small. I would say the best is Chiang Mai for sure. It's got that. I think the population is just over 1 million. It's the second largest city in Thailand. Bangkok's, I think, around that kind of 12 million mark, something like that. Whereas Chiang Mai, small population. It's got an old town, really easy to get around, really cheap, affordable apartments, houses, all of that, with all the amenities. Your apartment will have a gym, will have a pool, and you can get that for under £500. If you're wanting to save the pennies even more in Chiang Mai, you can get a place for £200 a month. But £500 to £700 in Chiang Mai, you're getting a lovely apartment with all the amenities, and you can get around super easy. Grab, all the food's even cheaper up north, and there's so many good co-working spaces. So if you're looking for a city, I would recommend Chiang Mai. If you're looking for that island life, you've got Koh Samui, Koh Phangan for the vibes, and Phuket as well. Phuket's slightly larger, but there's some really good areas as well.
I think that there's just many good areas of Thailand.
Yeah,
there's a lot to choose from. Ross, when he comes here to this particular area where we are, he says that it's not his favorite, but then
I like this area. I don't like Patong.
Yeah, but no one likes Patong apart from perverts. But yeah, and also there'll be a lot of people that, because everyone's been chilling Thailand now for the past year. There'll be a lot of people that come on holiday this year to Thailand and they'll go, shit, why would anyone go there? And for many areas, you would be correct. It's not knowing the correct place to come, because the correct place to what you've got to realize is when you have freedom and a lacking kind of, you should get rid of that so it goes to ChatGPT. Yeah. But when you have, and get rid of this comment as well. When you've got freedom on the in society, which you kind of do have here with the free trade of many substances, that also attracts a certain kind of person, but it also attracts another kind of person. The two live at very different locations. If you go to your cities, they're not the best. Smaller cities, Bangkok's great for a few days. But it's your small towny areas that are by far better and more fun to be at than anywhere in Western Europe. Just because you want to scoot around, it's fine, you can do. Do you need a license? No, do you bollocks need a license? You just need to pay a man like £8 a day to go ride his scooter.
Yeah.
That's the
We
cost.
didn't even have to give any. We didn't have to give our passports over. We gave him a photo of the passport, and then you pay. You know, we've got lovely brand new bikes out front for like £8 a day. And in Chiang Mai, I find in the north of Thailand, the local Thai people integrate with Western people a lot more. It's harder to find friends, Thai friends down in Koh Samui, Phuket, all of this. But up north, for some reason, the local Thai people and Westerners really integrate. I've got a good friend. He owns a coffee shop up there called Zong's. Not the fun type of coffee, just the boring type of coffee, but it's really good. Go check him out if you guys are up there. Zong's coffee shop. He's a cool guy. He's got our crypto saving expert stickers plastered all around the shop as well. Talking about Thai people as well, we've got a few people from the community are working on a project called Supermark. He's a Down syndrome Thai fighter. The family are all on board. My friend, actually, Sammy T, if he's listening as well, I think he's actually having dinner with Mark at the moment. He got a load of content with him. They're keen to do it. They're going to push it. I think it will bring good awareness to their fighting gym and also to Down syndrome people. We've seen people like Clayton, the chicken burger guy. He's absolutely popped off, gone viral. You've got Marley and the other bloke who does the cooking show. Good watches. We're pumping right now.
We are pumping.
Oh god.
I don't like this chart setup that you've got. You've got it set up like a complete noob. Like, this is not correct. Also,
you can sort it out.
Yeah, I can do. I mean, should we sort Ross's setup out? Is this logged into your account?
Yeah.
We're gonna go on and make some changes because it's terrible. You can't be having this.
You don't like the colours?
The colours are. Why have you got the boring stock colours? It's a waste of time.
I don't want to go super boring though, where it's like just blue and white. Shout out to Block Pro.
No, actually, Block Pro stole it off me. I did blue and white before he did. But a fun one to do is white on white. So we'll do white on white because white on white looks really good. If you do it with a gradient background, you can do white on white here. So because you can see the price, it's going up and down anyway. You don't need the colors to tell you the direction, do you? You can see the direction. So really, white on white looks pretty nice with a nice colored background.
I don't know about that.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. The background's wrong.
Oh yeah, Block Pro said he actually did steal it from TMG.
I was first. I know who was first. There we go. And then where's background? Canvas. Gradient.
Can we like put a background of just like moons and starships as well?
Unfortunately, no. So I like to go with something like this, maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Just as like already better.
Yeah.
You got to remember this. This is marketing, advertising. Make it appealing to the eye. Even if you don't like that, we can change it again. But I like one solid color line. I always think why have two colors? It just makes it look a mess. I'm becoming a fan of the single colored lines. The other thing that you can do on Stonksy is you can change the opacity and all this stuff and make it look cooler. The gradiented backgrounds also look very nice. And have you seen his setup at the side here? It's like just not logical at all. None of this is logical. You've got 4 separate sections, all that come with it as standard. And you've got crypto at the bottom. But we work in crypto. Put crypto at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that? Let's have a look. And he still gets the adverts because the cheap bastard don't pay for premium.
I miss Black Monday every time it comes around.
Right, so now I've got the crypto tab there and none of the crypto. And he's got all ticker symbols.
If you're wanting to know who Supermark is, guys, that is Supermark. So Sammy, who's dev in the project, is actually taking him for dinner right now. Mark has got some big ambitions though. He wants to buy this motorbike with the funds. So we've got to get Mark this bike. Can you imagine Mark's going to be the flyest man with Down syndrome going around on that bike. So we've got to support him, guys.
Well, it's gone about as well as I expected it would do. Will it turn around the other way and reverse, or is it just going to be an up-only day? It's kind of looking quite up-only, isn't it? Not good for sure.
And now Mark's on the beers, guys. Mark's a good lad. He's on the pints.
Look, it's me. It's actually coming through at quite good quality.
Yeah. Shout out MacBook. Shout out Steve Jobs.
That's what Bevo does.
Big up Steve Jobs. Big up the apples.
Yeah. Right.
You'll have to join the stream with Bevo and Tom Birch on Monday. Monday, 11 a.m.
Yeah. Do I exit? It's looking like I don't want to exit. I don't want to exit. I want to be right. And also, you've got this. This winds me up. It's not my setup, does this? We've got all the wrong trading pairs.
I've got the index there.
Yeah, the index
One index.
Crap for watching, though, isn't it? You need the Bybit USDT.
Block Pro says he's off for a call. Great stream, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Hit like and sub. Thank you, Block Pro. Take care, my mate.
All right, this is by far the best chart, the only one that you should ever be using for Bitcoin, because it's way more exciting to watch this than whatever crap that is, which can just be deleted, to be honest. It doesn't need to be there. And then these ones I won't delete because one of them is the index and the other ones, that was Binance. So they're fine to have. But the Bybit chart is going to be the most full. Then for Ethereum, what have we got? Bitstamp. You've seen this shit. Look, the gaps. Who can trade this? You can't trade this. This is useless. Why does it even exist here? We don't need it. We can delete it. It doesn't matter. Then we want to be adding USDT, and then we want to be looking for the gambling pair. Bybit. Perp contract. That's the one. And then we'll put that there. And you instantly, like, you want to improve Stonksy's accuracy, use these. They have so much more data on them. Stop using the wrong chart. Look, I'm going to click on this now, and you'll see the difference. Boom, it fills it all in because you're not using some random crap there. And that's what we talk about when we say there's data and there's not data. There's a clear differentiation in the data there. Half of it's missing. So for some reason it's got Elrond to the side of here. Hang on, I've got a question actually. Anyone in the chat know why these gaps happen? So 1933 down to 1932, there was actually no sale that took place that caused that move to happen. Does anybody know why? I'll tell you why without you having to type it in the chat, because I know no one wants to do that. The reason for that is because during that period of time, the price of the dollar fluctuated, I think. Price of whatever it's valued against. So yeah, the dollar fluctuated. So the dollar probably went up in price during that period of time, creating a gap. And that's why the lines don't match up. But we are coming back down now nicely. We're undoing the pump of just now. And we're looking good on these shorts again now. So we can help Ross here because he's clearly got a mental deficiency and doesn't even have Salana at the side of his screen. So again, fuck, I pressed the wrong one. So USDT. And then we're looking for the perpetuals pair. That one. And then this is how you get nice filled out charts. That's the Salana price. So we can also mark out his thing on here. There we go. How much nicer we're looking already. XTP, you can pull that off there because that's delisted. Daffy or DFIN. You know, that's again another one. Caps. Why is Caps still there? Did you actually care about the price of Caps?
No, I did at the time. That's long gone.
What about Elrond? Do you want Elrond there?
Yeah, keep Elrond on there.
Going.
I've still got a nice bag of e-gold.
Yeah, well, you can keep that to yourself. I sold all mine. I'm out. I'm done with that crap. I
was talking to the team a few months back. We were going to do some bits, but
I'll put the Bybit spot chart on. That's not quite interesting.
I've sent the invite link to Supermark. He might even be joining us on stream. He's actually here now.
Oh, here we go.
let's pull him up.
God, are you not
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
with this?
How you doing, guys? I can't hear you too well.
No worries. Yeah, let's talk to Mark quick. Mark, hope you're doing well.
Oh, his connection's not good.
I heard you guys are on the beers.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, how you doing? Super
Hi.
Mark.
Good. Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
you're a legend in the making.
Thank you.
How was the fighting?
Yeah, he's all for it. He loves what we're going to do for him, and yeah, we're going to make this happen.
We're gonna get him that motorbike.
Sorry?
We're gonna get him that motorbike.
Oh, we'll get him that motorbike for sure. Yeah, it's definitely
Awesome. I'll let you guys enjoy the night. Have some beers.
Yeah, I can't hear you too well, so I'll let you continue the stream. Thanks for having me on,
No
guys.
worries. Big up, Supermark.
Take care, guys. Cheers.
Right. There we go. You know how to press these buttons.
Yeah. Big up, Supermark, guys.
Bring the there we go. Yeah. So this is why I never get anything done, because I can sit and stare at this all day and I'm entertained. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I'm just good sat here watching this line move up and down. After people ask me what do I do with my time, I do this. I just sit and watch, see what's happening. Just being observational. You can make a lot of money being observational. Bitcoin has undone its dropping. Salana has undone its dropping. That's probably putting Ross into a loss now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How much? $150 in a loss. Pull that up.
But I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna come back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out with that.
I'm still thinking it's coming down. I'm not confident in this pump, especially because ETH is starting to look a lot more rocky right now. If it starts making a bit of a more ferocious move, but this is just it fannying around trying to scare you out of position. So I think overall it's quite fun. How does the stop loss work in those gaps? Man, you don't have to ask the most difficult to explain question, don't you? Or answer. I'm not going to explain that. It'd automatically trigger a market order if you put your stop loss set up to market exit, and then it would just exit. But those gaps don't exist on all charts. They only exist on illiquid charts when the prices of the underlying assets change outside of the trading of that asset. So if the price of the value of the dollar rises and the price of Salana stays the same, then actually the price of Salana falls the next time somebody trades Salana on that exchange, which is why you end up with gaps on charts. See you guys, great show after the butchers before close, then fire up the Barbie baking here in sunny Guildford. Right, well, we're done too. See you in a bit. We're going to wrap this up now, because otherwise we will be live forever, because I've got very poor self-control. Yeah. So we're going to say bye, and we'll maybe do it same again at some point while I'm still here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, thanks all for joining. We've done almost 4 hours now. Thanks to Jordan coming in. But no, it's been good fun, guys. Harry Bullbag, have a good barbecue over in Guildford. And yeah, guys, thanks for joining. We will be going live with Bevo and Tom Birch on Monday, 11 a.m. Also, I've got Rick on Thursday, and then the Wizard Bolt on Wednesday. So, going to be a fun week of streams as well. Maybe we'll do something over the weekend, guys. But yeah, thanks all for joining. Take care, guys. Make sure to slap that like button.
Before you end it, everyone go and buy some chippy. It's time to make the number go back up.
Let's go. Let's get back to over 1 million, guys. And we'll bring Free Chippy Friday back when we go over 1 million. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Fever for Flavor, great stream. Pratik, good stream. JC's been watching us from the start, so good to see you, JC. Ooh. Thanks for putting in the work. And Chippy. Right, guys, take care. We're going to have a lovely evening. It's coming up to 9 p.m. for us, so we're going to switch off how we know best. Take care, guys.